すいません。ごめんね。ほら、in this way meeting 終わり。すいませんね。終わり。He's like going the right way. Is that the mayor might be here? Look, I was wearing my my beads today. Look at that, wearing my beads. Look, I got the monk. I had the monk on today. Dude, I brought rain. Dude, we haven't had rain in months. We haven't had rain for like 2 months. And I wore the kimono. I was all undao dude. I came in as the monk, the fiery monk at the meeting. So, listen to these goddamn bureaucrats. They're like, the city doesn't want it. It's we had this huge, I couldn't, I should have actually streamed it. I should have recorded it actually. But their sphincter is so goddamn fucking tight. Japanese bureaucrats, their sphincter is so goddamn tight. So they were listening, everything. Basically, here's the deal. They're kind of like fed up, right? They've been working on this goddamn plan. This guy had a folder, right? This fucking big folder, this fucking big on the fucking project, dude. And they're like, at one point near the, I was like, okay, and they were like, well, they're trying to like, and I was like, okay, well, the city can't get into the business of a data farm, right? And it's too big for us to manage this onsen. And I said, well, then we will offshoot it and the organization will run it as a co-thing and offshoot it. And then it was like, what was his next objective? Something like, well, we've already made a decision and the landowners don't want to do anything. So I come back. I go, well, I'll listen. I don't need to know who the landowners are. I'm going to find them because I own land in the mountain and the guy who sold me the land is the richest goddamn fucker in the community. I didn't say that. I mean, I'm adding a little color to make it more fun, right? This is what I was thinking. So because I was like talking to I was like, say it super nice. I'm talking to government officials, right? Say it the proper way, proper Japanese, yada, 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 all that shit, right? And so, right, and then I was like, well, it doesn't matter. I know this person. He owns the land on the hospital. I'm sure he knows the landowners. I will find them and interview them. I'm gonna do the village feasibility, right? And I go. Listen, if there's a bunch of people with banners, save the onsen. Listen, don't hold it against me. We're gonna save the onsen. I'm gonna fucking put up a website. JS is gonna make some Japanese music for it, right? Save the onsen. Suzuda, dude, we're going international. We're gonna save this onsen, right? I'm gonna go around and meet people with a clipboard. I'm gonna have a picture of it. They'll be able to go to save. I'll get the website. I'll get the domain JS. And then I'll have Gemini create the website. We'll get that up there, and we'll have like and the website's going to say, "Hey, did you go to this onsen? What was your experience? Blah blah blah. Save the onsen." It's just going to say, "Save the onsen." Dude, I told the guys, I was like, I love Japanese onsens. One of my fondest memories was when I took my baby boy to the onsen, Tommy. He was just a baby. The first thing I ever did with my son was father-son went to the onsen. And guess what? He did a little turd. A little turd came popping out. A nice firm turd. It wasn't loose, right? Quicker than Jiminy Cricket, I grabbed the scooper and I scooped it up made sure no one saw me, took the baby, took it to the bathroom and dumped it out. But I will always have that memory. And I was like, I wonder how many other memories that people have. I mean, these memories are going to be crushed. The memories are going to be forgotten. The memories are going to, be it. This building is a structural part. I mean, it's I think it's beautiful. They're like, it's ugly. The guy was like, it's ugly. We want to tear it down. The guy was getting frustrated because it's ugly. It's going to tear it out. I says, you know what? I went to that onsen. I did. I said, I have history with that onsen. I remember that onsen. And, I think it's beautiful. But you know what? I think every single Fukui onsen is ugly, and I wouldn't mind seeing it gone. I wouldn't care if a Fukui onsen would go. But that onsen, because I went to, and I have, the politician was right there with me. And I said, you know what? I got till September. We got till September, right? Before they pass it to save the onsen group together, get music together, share it. No, it isn't onsen. No, it's not on Google Maps anymore, dude. It's not on Google Maps. You have to look at my other onsen video. I have a link to the PDF document, and it's on there. Right? You're behind me. What's behind me? You're talking about Mr. Brown? He loves to listen to my show, NBA guy. So anyway, we're going to be activists. Get a little distraction from fucking Trump turd. Save the onsen. What's the words? Dude, I'm driving right now, man. Let me stop at McDonald's. In Discord. Right, in Discord, I put a link. I didn't have, on my iPad, I didn't have fucking, Office. Go to Discord, look at information, you'll see the post. It's a Google map, it's a Google link. Click on that, it's all the information you need. All the information you need, right? Yeah, let's put maybe Tommy Turd, the memories of Tommy Turd, the memory of your baby boy, the first goddamn onsen experience, and Tommy is pooping in the water. Goddamn, Tommy. Can't take you anywhere. I always fucking rag that. Dippy, right? That's right. Rest in peace, Dolly. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. Dude, it's raining all day today. Raining all day. So he's gonna actually reach out to the landlord. So I was like, so it was really cool because the politician that was there, dude, the councilman was there, was like, yes. When I said that, I said, listen, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna do the feasibility. Every day we're gonna walk around. I'm gonna be doing the feasibility. We got to get we'll get the collaterals for it, right? And ask you about it. Like, I have the newspaper clipping. Tim Curry. Tim Curry died? When did Tim Curry die? Who's Tim Curry? I know the name. Who's Tim Curry? Why do I know that name? Who the hell's Tim Curry? Oh, I had the speaker, JS. I had the speaker set up. I had multiple AIs going, right? So I had one AI so they could talk and it would translate to my ear. I had another AI so I could talk and speak to them, right? So, so I had like the seamless thing going on. And then I had three AIs, I had different AIs on different things. And it was like, oh yeah, talk about the team, talk about the background, right? All that. But they're just fucking Japanese bureaucracy. I don't know. You have to talk to ChatGPT. I don't know. I don't know shit, JS. Rocky Horror. let's go and let's see what is around here. You know what? Let's go get let's see. What should I get? I'm actually running. I shouldn't eat anything. You know what? I'm not gonna eat. Let's start the I'm gonna start a what's it called? I'm in what is that, keto? I feel I'm going into keto, dude. I'm going into keto. I'm in my monk. I think I gotta go keto. Let's go keto. Let's just drink water. And I don't have water with me. Better not go to any conveni. But I got keto going on right now. I feel like that second energy. I'm hungry. I'm not hungry, but I just feel like it's burning fat. I know he's a famous actor. I can't remember who he is. Tim Curry. Did he play Shawshank Redemption? Tosis. Tell me about Tim Curry. Oh, that guy.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating.
He passed away at his Los Angeles home Tuesday night after battling serious health issues for years.
Tonight, we've also learned that actor Tim Curry has died, best known for his roles in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror!
Hit in Home Alone 2, a master of portraying villains and over-the-top characters. And here's Trevor Oldman.
Rocky Horror.
Gender-bending mad scientist Dr. Franken.
His career spanning 5 decades on stage and screen. The terrifying Pennywise the Clown in Stephen King's It.
Oh, yes. They float.
Oh, I didn't know he was the clown.
Fast-talking butler Wadsworth in Clue. He brought his mischievous charm to classic family movies as the con man Rooster in Annie and the exasperated concierge in Home Alone 2.
There's an insane guest with a gun!
Curry suffered a stroke in 2012 and battled health issues for years after. But that defining Rocky Horror role lives on. Theaters still hosting midnight screenings of the cult classic, a tradition started back in the 70s with audiences dressing up to watch over and over. Curry told ABC back in 1978 why he felt that film resonated with so many.
Well, I think if it has a message at all, it's Don't Dream It, Be It, which is one of the songs in the movie. You know, get on with your fantasies.
David, Tim Curry said his career went beyond his wildest dreams. He said, quote, "I've had an amazing life, and I know it." He was 80 years old.
Tonight, we've also learned that actor Tim Curry has died, best known for his roles in the Rocky Horror Picture.
Can you imagine when the faces won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever.
Here's another interesting fact about Shawshank Redemption. To prepare for his role as Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins actually spent time in solitary confinement. He asked to be locked in solitary for a while to get a feel for it, although he knew his experience would never be the same because it was actually voluntary. Here's another interesting fact about Shawshank Redemption. To prepare for his role as Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins actually spent time in solitary confinement. He asked to be locked in
My original script ended with Red on the bus going off to this uncertain but hopeful future, which is how the Stephen King story ended and how I ended the script. And they said, after putting the audience through 2+ hours of hell with these characters, you might owe them a reunion at the end of, would you please consider shooting a reunion of some sort, you know, for the catharsis? And they always said the smartest thing they could possibly say, which is, and if you don't like it, we're not going to force you to use it.
That ending also allowed us to end about 3-month shoot in St. Croix.
Yeah.
Sweet.
My original script ended with red.
You know, it was probably the best script I've ever read, from beginning to end. I love reading scripts where you know you don't have to do any work on the script.
You definitely missed.
The Shawshank Redemption is among the best movies ever made. But did art imitate life in this masterpiece? The answer...
All right. Really rainy, nasty. Look at the weather. Sucked. I didn't know.
Never interfere with Canadians speaking French. In fact, I have never even thought of doing such a stupid thing. This lie was made up by a weak and ineffective Prime Minister in an attempt to gain political support, which he has totally lost from the people of Quebec.
Vive la Quebec! I love that the Francophone thing is such an important issue that even Donald Trump, who is an incompetent tyrant, a petty despot, still had to back away and say, listen, I would never tell my beautiful French Canadians not to speak the beautiful French language. Vive la Quebec! Tabarnak! Quebec is probably the most trad society in North America. They've actually explicitly traded off of economic growth for cultural preservation. Donald Trump wanted Canada to weaken its protections for the French language and culture. Quebec has been French-speaking for over 400 years. It is one of the oldest European societies in North America and the heart of French America. It was there long before Trump. It will be there long after him.
Hey, wanted to give you an update, quick one, about my lawsuit against Attorney General Todd Blanche seeking the release of the unredacted Epstein files. At this point, there has been a flurry of activity that has happened, and you can at any time check out the docket and look at it. Not all the documents you're able to see. Some of them are paywalled, but most of them are available for public access. And more importantly, if you subscribe here at Katie Fang News, you'll get all of the alerts, including if you click to get notifications, you'll know when a new episode has dropped. Like and subscribe, please, as I've been explaining on my other episodes and on Sidebar Live. We have a campaign to hit 1 million subscribers before the end of 2026. It is exciting, and hopefully we can do that. So anyway, let's get to the important stuff. On August 24th, Monday late, there was a notice of appeal that was filed by Attorney General Todd Blanche. And I want to spend some time on it because it is one of the most bizarre things that I have seen in my decades of practicing law in both state and federal courts. I checked with other people who are actual appellate lawyers, because look, every lawyer, you know you got a good one when they realize what their wheelhouse is. I am not an appellate attorney. I have done appellate arguments. I have written appellate briefs, but I wanted to make sure that what I was seeing was, what my gut was telling me, just bizarre and wrong. So, look at your screen. The defendant's notice of appeal filed August 24th, 2026. And it says this: the defendant, Todd Blanche, as we know, respectfully files its notice of, okay, well, first of all, there's no of, appeal to the United States Court of Appeals for the DC Circuit of this court's June 25th, 2026 order. Now let's stop there. If you go to the docket and you look at the
I love how Katie is like fucking grammar checking the Attorney General of America. Oh, there's no oven. she's like a red marker. Oh, there's no oven there. Oh, she's great. I love Katie Fang. She's got fucking
order. What is he talking about? Well, Todd is talking about the order granting my motion for preliminary injunction. Now, this is important. This is important because the language, as you can see on your screen, is very clear. Ordered that Ms. Fang's motion for preliminary injunction is granted. Okay, it's really no confusion there, right? And we've covered that here extensively because there's been a lot of litigation onto court. And that order granting preliminary injunction was telling Todd Blanche to produce unredacted documents and to actually do things he was required to do pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
I just spent, let's see, 10 2 hours in a meeting with city officials, with a commissioner. I had a fucking commissioner, right? A Fukui commissioner in the, in this meeting. I came in my monk outfit, got my kimono, had my kimono on, just took it off, right? In there's a monk undao dude. And, but they're bureaucrats. My first engagement with bureaucrats. So we got to fight them with a campaign. So we got to save an onsen. Save the onsen. Turn it into a data center for found outs. So I'm going to leverage. It's a shitty day today, but we can. We're going to be walking and talking, interviewing people. Right. I met with the city. I've got a councilman. Right. We're forming organization. I reached out to the. Do you know what? Do you know the laser lighting, like they paint with it? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? The laser lighting? I was on the phone. Sorry, JS. I was on the phone. Anyone here? Type 1 if you're here. Type 1. Everyone's gone. Everyone's gone. Someone's gone.
Pretty much saying, hey, Todd, you've been violating the law. Get your ass into gear and don't do it anymore. Okay, so let's move on. It then says, in the view of the United States, whether the district court's June 25th, 2026 order is appealable is inconclusive. Accordingly, the Unites States submits this protective notice of appeal. To the extent that any aspect of the order grants plaintiff injunctive relief, it is immediately appealable under 28 U.S. Code Section 1292A1. Signed by Andrew J. Block. The guy who went to the status hearing and got his ass whooped by Judge Sullivan, although Judge Sullivan was incredibly professional and polite about it. But yeah, it was embarrassing for Block. But what's interesting is signed by Andrew Block, but under Stanley Woodward's name. And we know all about Stanley Woodward, who is gunning to get the deputy AG job, as we've heard. Alrighty. So let's get back to this notice of appeal, because I want to say the following. The fact that the United States government, through, and more importantly, the Attorney General of the United States, who is the top lawyer for the federal government, is telling the District Court of Appeal that they're not sure if they can appeal this order from Judge Sullivan. And let me be more accurate, please, because I don't want you to labor under something that's not accurate here. This was filed in Judge Sullivan's court. So the federal government is telling Judge Sullivan in a not so subtle way, you don't know what the hell you're doing, because whatever order you enter granting my preliminary injunction motion, it's not clear. So they're now saying, we're not sure if we should appeal, but we're going to do something called a protective notice of appeal. Let me be clear. There is nothing in the law or in the rules of procedure, appellate, civil, or otherwise, that acknowledges something that's called a, quote, protective notice of appeal. You're either doing the notice of appeal or you're not. It's kind of like being pregnant. You can't be a little bit pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. So you're either filing a notice of appeal or you're not. A protective notice of appeal is a huge red flag that you don't know what the hell you're doing. So I've said this. It's pretty much Todd Blanche saying, I got a 50-50 chance that I'm right, that I should be appealing Judge Sullivan's order granting Katie Fang's motion for preliminary injunction, so I'm going to file this notice of appeal. Now, it's 60 days, and let's check this out, right? Because if you look at the section in the law that deals with this, 28 U.S. Code 1292, you will see that this is them doing a, quote, interlocutory appeal. Let's go to law school. So normally you go through the entirety of the case, get to the conclusion, you appeal it. There are certain opportunities, albeit limited ones, that during the course of a case, you're allowed to do something called an interlocutory appeal. That means while the case is pending, you're allowed to appeal specific that are made along the way. And if you see here, it includes the granting of an injunction. So, listen, if Todd Blanche takes umbrage with the granting of my injunction, okay. And then here's the thing. When you're suing the federal government or an officer of the government like the Attorney General of the United States, the federal rules gives the government even extra time to do a notice of appeal. Normally it's 30 days, but they actually get 60 days. And this is another thing that is, I think, another red flag that shows that Todd Blanche doesn't know what the hell he's doing or what the hell is going on. 60 days from June 25th, 2026, which is the date of the granting of my preliminary injunction, that order, was Monday, August 24th, 2026. So, a couple things here. One, they either truly didn't even realize that they needed to be dealing with this appeal, and so they were like, oh shit, and they did it at the last minute. Two, they really legitimately have no idea if they should be filing an appeal because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So then they said, yeah, like I said, I got a 50-50 chance of getting this right, let me appeal it. Or three, they full on knew that order granting the preliminary injunction was legit, and they waited until the very last minute to do it because all they want to do is delay. They want to continue the cover up. They want to continue conspirators, the people that helped this sex trafficking of children occur, because that is exactly what Todd Blanche is doing here. Let's not mince words. My lawsuit is an absurdity in that I shouldn't have to sue to get access to these files. I shouldn't have to sue to get access to these records. But I was forced to do so because the Department of Justice, led by Todd Blanche, and more accurately, the rollout of these files, led by Todd Blanche, controlled by Todd Blanche, handled by Todd Blanche, is illegal in terms of the redactions and the withholdings. It's preventing me from doing my job. But more importantly, it's preventing the survivors from getting justice. Party holding the information almost never volunteers it. That's true in a courtroom, and it's true in your mailbox. So I want to be very clear about something. Most Medicare agents get paid more for putting you in certain plans over others. They have an incentive to steer you, and most people have no idea. Which was submit the unredacted, handwritten FBI notes by August 25th, which was yesterday, as well as Ms. Fang's notice to the court. And as I walked through these documents with you, the notice to the court was me giving examples to Judge Sullivan, calling out Blanche, or more accurately, Andrew Block, a federal attorney, a U.S. DOJ attorney, telling the court that there aren't any other handwritten FBI interview notes that have been turned over in the Epstein files that correlate to 302s. Not true. Judge Sullivan said, whoa, in light of what Ms. Fang has submitted, Blanche, you got to give me a response no later than August 27th, which is tomorrow, and then I can do a reply by no later than September 3rd, which is next week. So, I'm not a believer in coincidences when it comes to Blanche and the DOJ. So the day before, we're supposed to be getting unredacted, handwritten FBI interview notes from Blanche. He filed a notice of assault. All right. And Strickland tells Judge Sullivan, the matter of my motion for preliminary injunction is before the court for decision. And throughout its filings, up until this notice of appeal that they filed on Monday, Blanche took the position that Judge Sullivan had yet to rule on my motion for preliminary injunction. And we all know that that is an absurdity and stupid because there is an order that clearly states on June 25th that my motion for preliminary injunction was granted. So what is it, Todd?
What is it, Todd?
You've made these representations as an officer of the court,
yeah,
and importantly as the top lawyer of the United States government.
Yeah.
You've made representations multiple times.
And you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
As well as an oral argument.
Like I had my little briefcase.
That my motion for preliminary injunction has not been granted. It is not concluded. You have used it also as an excuse to not have to answer my lawsuit. You had a deadline, you blew it, and then you had the nerve to go to the court and say, Judge, One, resolved the injunction issue yet. That's the position you've taken until Monday. Stupid, you don't know what the hell's going on. I don't really care what it is, but what I care is you are delaying the progress of my lawsuit.
I want you to research this. What is it?
So, again, in really, really basic terms for you, Todd Blanche. Judge Sullivan granting the motion for preliminary injunction, you are appealing it, fine. But here's the problem, too. If you don't get a stay from Judge Sullivan or from the appellate court, it's not stopping shit. It's some free legal advice, okay? But if you're saying, what you've been saying and writing, that Judge Sullivan never granted my preliminary injunction, and that's the reason why you haven't responded to my lawsuit, which is just dumb too, because those are two entirely separate issues. My lawsuit.
Let's go make tea.
Comes to getting information out of the Trump administration, you gotta think outside the box. I like to think is one way of figuring out to end run the games, end run their obfuscation, end run their ability to be able to hide the truth from the American people. Person who's thinking outside the box is the amazing Allison Gill. Allison served an incredible FOIA request last year in 2020, as predicted by the Trump administration, and it sought training videos, communications, and other relevant documents when it came to the FBI screening through, redacting, and logging what it did with the Epstein files. Specifically, training videos telling analysts at the FBI how to find like Donald Trump, to redact them, make sure that we didn't see it. Now, Allison had a lawsuit, and in the course of the lawsuit, it has now been revealed by the Trump administration that those training videos exist. Now, of course, they don't want to turn them over. We actually, turn over those videos, understand how these analysts were trained to be able to redact. But Allison's like, I don't have to take that. I'm going to push back. And what she's doing. We and the American public get about as damn close, if not totally, have these training videos. Why? Because the Epstein Files Transparency Act, for sparing from embarrassment other people, the only people that were going to get the benefit of the redactions were the victims and the survivors with their personal information being taken away. But we know there's no classified secrets or national security issues here. And we know, because Todd Blanche has admitted it in my lawsuit, that he's just withholding it because he doesn't think he has to do it. So I invited Allison Gill to break down, no pun intended, all of the background on this lawsuit, but more importantly, what did you get so far and where does it head? Take a listen. Joining me now is a dear friend, brilliant colleague. I guess I can call you like a cousin because we are together adjacently to the Midas Touch Network. The Daily Beans podcast. I was about to say the Daily Bread podcast. That would have been interesting. Give us this day our daily bread.
I love cards, so it works.
Bread and Beans, the Daily Bread and Beans podcast. I have now changed the name, but I was also saying before we hit record, you do wear a lot of hats, of which I'm always consistently impressed. And that brings me to why you and I are hanging out today. Let's dish a little about an incredible response that you got from the Trump administration in your pursuit of truth, justice, transparency. I am fascinated to learn, and so let me know. Like, give me the deal on this. What's going on?
Yeah, so like a year ago, almost to the day, right?
That's right. July
Senator
2025.
Whitehouse wrote a letter to the DOJ saying, hey, we've got some whistleblowers who say that they've got 1,000 FBI analysts reviewing, all of these Epstein files. So I put out a post on social media and said, if you are one
Not
of these...
1,000 points of light, but keep on going.
1,000 points for leaks. Mission accomplished. So I put out a thing. If you're one of these analysts, reach out to me. I'll keep you anonymous. And I got a lot of responses and was able to confirm the employment or former employment of some of these analysts. And they confided in me. And I confirmed it with multiple sources that there were training videos that were put out both on the classified side of the FBI, something called YouTube, which is like the Bureau's YouTube, and on the unclassified SharePoint site that didn't have any restrictions to who could see it. And in these training videos, at the very beginning of this, week or two long locking everybody in the building and having them redact stuff, the very first instruction, according to my sources, was to hide Trump's name and politically popular people's names. Then the FBI analysts pushed back and said, our number one thing is to protect the survivors of their personal protected information.
It just goes to show the lack of priorities there, or the wackadoo priorities, but go on, yeah.
So I kept changing the rules and stuff, but some of those initial training videos that went out instructed the analysts in the Information Management Division at the FBI to find, log, and redact Donald Trump's name. So they had to not only find it, red box it in the files, but they had to enter it onto a local spreadsheet all of the times his name appears, and then upload to a master spreadsheet, and then things got kind of wonky and out of control. But there were a lot of instances of his name mentioned. And so when I found out about the existence of these training videos, which had not yet been publicly reported, I actually held on to that little bit of news for about 10 minutes and called up my lawyer, Kel McClanahan from National Security Counselors. And I was like, should we FOIA these training videos? He's like, heck yeah. So we filed a Freedom of Information Act request. And then I dropped the news. It's on my Substack at militiarev.com last July, about the cover-up of the Epstein files. And then 20 days later, we didn't get on, so we filed a lawsuit, federal lawsuit, in the District of Columbia, got assigned to Judge Farrell Howell, and we've been fighting that ever since. But oddly, in the meantime, we had the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed into law. And so my lawyer and I are like, great. According to Section 8 of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, these training videos will be released and we'll get to see them. And so we're going to sit on our lawsuit and wait. And if we do get our training videos, we'll dismiss it. They didn't come out. The training videos did not come out in
That's right, they did not.
In either production. And nor was there a line item of why he redacted or withheld them. As
My redaction log that I'm gunning for, yes.
Supposed to do.
The world of overlap between you and me, yes.
Which is why I often bring up, your lawsuit when I'm talking about mine. There was just nothing there and no mention of why it was withheld. And so we figured they would respond to our FOIA request saying, Glomar, we can't confirm or deny their existence. We don't know what you're talking about. We searched our records. That's what we're fully expecting, and we're going to have to battle that. But that's not what happened, Katie. They actually sent me a letter saying, we did a search. We found training videos. They exist. We're not releasing them to you under, B5, B6, B7C, B7E.
FOIA exception, they're saying they're not giving to you.
FOIA exemptions. And we're going to fight that because we don't think those are proper.
Confirm.
But we're going to front load the fact that, we're going to still continue to fight the FOIA fight, but we're going to front load this fact that those were supposed to be released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And they've admitted to having
Which is, again, related to my lawsuit, right? Because in my lawsuit, they tried to hide behind FOIA to tell me, Katie, you can't bring your lawsuit pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act because you have a remedy in FOIA, and look what's happening with you in your FOIA case. They're not giving it to you.
Right. So there's no remedy in FOIA, which is why you're pursuing what you're pursuing. And the judge agreed, Judge Emmett Sullivan agreed with you. And this is also another example of the multiple things in your lawsuit that Emmett Sullivan ordered Todd Blanche to hand over, which he did not. And so now you're asking for contempt, for fines, and for in-camera review, which I think is brilliant. And so, for them to say, the things you're looking for, Katie, we know they have. And so now we can just add this onto the pile of something we know they have because they have told me they have it in an FBI FOIA letter that they didn't release pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It's just a bizarre admission.
Well, it's interesting because it dovetails with something that I analyzed on my channel, which is the AB Epstein. Trump objects, doesn't turn it over, right? In the meantime, Trump's DOJ sends a subpoena for production and for deposition to the law firms, asking them for the same communications that they had with. It's one of these things where I'm wondering, ironically being relevant to Todd Blanche trying to become the Attorney General, do you think this is a situation, Allison, where the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing? Do you think that they think they're playing some 4D chess here where they're trying to outwit us as litigants? I mean, there's so much inconsistency in the way that the DOJ has been responding to these asks, either via FOIA or via like my lawsuit.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's they know, and that they're playing tennis with us. Like, for example, you go and ask for some records under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, and they go, no, ask under FOIA. I'm asking for some records under FOIA, and they go, no, and that's why we're going to bring up the Epstein Files Transparency Act. So, I mean, hey, if you need to use anything that happened in my lawsuit as proof that FOIA is not a remedy, please feel free. But I don't think you do, because I think Judge Emmett Sullivan kind of sees through that.
Yeah, so then let's dig even deeper now. Okay, so they tell you it exists. Let's talk about the intent and motive behind doing it, right? When the Epstein Files Transparency Act explicitly states you can't spare somebody embarrassment. You can't spare somebody, political figure or otherwise, inclusive of President Donald Trump. You can't spare them embarrassment just because their name appears. So I find it to be intriguing and yet totally predictable that these 1,000 whatever FBI analysts, they were specifically tasked to identify Trump's name for purposes of protecting him, right? I mean, there wouldn't have been any other reason why.
Right, and so that's why if we ask for an in-camera review like you did, the judge will be looking to see if these were withheld because they're embarrassing. Did the DOJ or the FBI train these analysts to redact potentially politically embarrassing names? Like Donald Trump, for example. Which brings us to my second point that we have an issue with, that my lawyer and I spoke about over on the Midas Touch channel this past Sunday, is that did they even do an exhaustive search? Because they might produce for in-camera review perhaps a video that came out after all of the objections from the FBI analysts, a video saying, yes, redact victims' names, yes, redact personal protected information, yes, redact, like things they're supposed to redact, that might have come out after some of the videos instructing them on how to keep a log on Donald Trump. And so then we get into a battle about have they even done an exhaustive search?
And we're talking about FBI personnel. There is an entirely separate redaction effort done by the DOJ, which then I think corroborates what several members of Congress have told me, which is when they went to the terminals, like the measly little 3 or 4 terminals provided by the DOJ, an explicit location to go where they were giving limited time as members of Congress to be able to look at unredacted records, that sometimes the redaction for the DOJ, they would hover their mouse, that would go away, but then you still couldn't see because the FBI.
Your attention, Pogie, your attention is on this. This is what your attention is on. My question is, why isn't your attention, why isn't your attention on this?
It is not enough to go to jail! You thought you were free in this country? Not if a cop tells you to get out. You will get the fuck out of the car, and if you don't, we'll tase you, shoot you, kill you. There's no limit to what the cops will do to you if you don't do what you're told. I literally just took that in a few weeks ago. They said nothing about my leg. I just got it inspected. That's not the only reason I pulled you over. I pulled you over for not using your turn signal. And that's not enough to
She's taking her to jail for not using a turn signal, Pogie. Oh, you're not using a turn signal and you wouldn't get out the car when I ordered you. I'm taking your ass to jail. That is MAGA America. All right? This is the full thing.
This cop is gonna...
All right? This is insane.
It is enough to go to jail. It is not enough to go to jail.
You thought you were free in this country? Not if a cop tells you to get out. You will get the f*** out of the car. And if you don't, we'll tase you, shoot you, kill you. There's no limit to what the cops will do to you if you don't do what you're told.
I literally just took that in a few weeks ago. They said nothing about my lying. I just got it inspected. That's not the only reason I pulled you over.
That's not the only reason I pulled you over, bitch! You turned left without a fucking indicator! You're going to fucking jail! I don't live in that country, dude. Why do you want to live in that country? Why do you want to live in Trump police state of America? Why do you want to live where you've got fucking racist motherfucking, Gestapo officers? They're supposed to be peace officers. Hey, man. Hey, lady, you forgot your thing. Don't forget, okay? Drive safe. Bye. That's Japan for you. You interact with a cop, dude. Dude, I technically ran a red light the other time. The last time I got stopped like a month ago, all right? Because this one crosswalk just has a light and it's never, right? There's no flock cameras anywhere in Japan either. We have no flock here. They can't have flock here because flock in Japan, you can't record people's faces. Right? Japan has a lot more sense, right? You can't legally record people in Japan. Here's another one, Pogi. Don't worry about this shit.
When there's no more fresh water and the food supply has been so poisoned that it's not edible and there are food and water shortages. And now we know that the time has really actually come where the DA to the TA
the data
center is taking up all of our resources. We can't grow food because what's happened to our ecosystem. And then someone owns all the farmland. What happens then? You and I collectively realize that time has come.
Japan has the strongest land rights on the planet. The eminent domain in Japan is with the owner of the land. Dude, I own land up in the mountain. It has a road. They built a road through my land. I could close it off any fucking time I want. I'm sorry. This shit's closed. Right? This shit's closed. You guys live in the Trump police state. You were duped by this motherfucker, Pogi. Oh, I'm gonna help. No, dude. He's got all these racist cops. Where do you think all of the fucking Proud Boys, all these don't tread on me motherfuckers are now treading on motherfuckers. They're treading on undocumented Americans. All right, let's listen to another one. All right? Okay. I got a few of these here. Here you go.
$10.
Guy just got tased.
Burning him.
Fire at the gas.
Burning him.
July 16th, Mojave Valley, Arizona. Chuck Coyle goes fishing at the Havasu National Wildlife Refuge. A Fish and Wildlife Officer, P. Nielsen, tells him he's trespassing. Coyle leaves. 20 minutes later, the officer follows him to a gas station and demands ID.
All I'm asking for is your license right now to identify. What am I being arrested for?
Nielsen says, "You're not cooperating."
You are not cooperating. We're having committed a crime. What? A misdemeanor? A misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor.
Seconds later,
it's a $10.
And Nielsen fires his
$10 fine.
Standing
Misdemeanor. Burns his fucking ass. He's burning.
Fire.
He's burning. This is your America, bitches. I got the fuck out, dude. I live in Japan. I don't have any of this shit. I got a river down here. Do you think I have a fucking license to fish? I'm supposed to have one. Do you think I fucking get one? Do you think anyone fucking gets a license to fish? Do you think we have dumb fuck, Gestapos running around checking on our fucking licenses or whether we have one or not? No. No one gives a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Why don't, yeah, we have a license technically, but if you're gonna fish like once or twice a year, who gives a fuck, dude? You live in a Gestapo state, America. You live in a piece of shit dump. Trump and his Gestapo, police state, the police all need reform. You know, shout out to Delete Laws, dude. All right, he's bringing attention. It's like amazing.
It's a $10.
It's a $10. Let's burn him up. There's no need to defend yourself. Who do I need to defend myself with? We don't have any fucking crazy motherfuckers running around in Japan. Who am I defending myself with? T-Bird? Who's dangerous? What's up, man? Who? Oh, the little Japanese person who's like, oh, yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I'm, you know, super fucking polite, super selfless, right? You only need to have weapons in a fucking crazy place like America, where everyone has guns. So you better have a gun, because the bad guy already has a gun, so you better get a gun. Well, you have a gun, well, the bad guy's got to get a gun. The bad guy's got to get a bigger. Oh, shit, the bad guy's got a bigger gun. I better get a bigger gun. I mean, America's fucking fucked up. I'm not living there, but I can still vote. I'm an American. Vote. Vote against Trump. I got some keto going on. Been here 20 years. The weapon stuff is self-defense bullshit. Right? It causes death, period. Who gives a fuck about self-defense and not offense? Weapons kill. The answer is no. You don't need a gun. You don't need a gun here. You don't need it. I rather my odds. Yeah, watermelon. I rather my odds. I'm old. I'm fucking fat, you know? But I'd rather my odds one-on-one with someone than try to fight someone with a gun, right? I'd rather my odds.
A lot of things that are happening, a lot of good things the economy is doing unbelievably from the standpoint of Wall Street. We've set another record, as you know. Have a lot of things that are happening, a lot of good things the economy is doing unbelievably from the standpoint.
You guys think the economy is doing good? I don't think there's a law saying you can't have a katana. That's part of Japanese history. I don't think there's a law there.
And then you could bet on that tweet. How's that legal?
There you go.
Wait a minute, what is this? Trump sued over Truth Social advance access sale.
One line in the Oval Office.
Who's telling him this is a good idea? I feel like I need to be closer to
$1,000 contracts. Yeah, it's $100,000 you can get as
Yo, you know how crazy that is? $100,000 to get early tweets.
Hey, bet $200.
That's literally crazy.
It must piss you off so much when he tweets like
Truth Social's parent company, Trump Media, announced in July it would offer subscribers to Truth API who paid up to $100,000 each month. Oh my God! Not even just $100,000 a year, each month.
He's rigging it
for early access to market-moving posts from Trump and other people who use the platform.
Market moving.
You imagine you charge $1.2 million a year? He's just he makes that, and then you could bet on that tweet. How's that legal?
We'll see.
Wait a minute, what is this? Trump sued over Truth Social advance access sale.
One line in the Oval Office.
Who's telling him this is a good idea? I feel like I need to be closer to
$1,000 contracts. Yeah, it's $100,000 you can get his.
Yo.
Oh, really? You can't own a katana? You can't own a katana in Japan? Toyota? Hey, I'm in Japan. I got my my ancestors' samurai sword. Can I legally own it?
You can legally own an antique samurai sword in Japan, but it is strictly regulated under the Firearms and Swords Control Law, Jutoho/Osiwa. In Japan, authentic swords are legally treated and protected as registered works of art rather than illegal weapons. Scenario A. The sword already has a registration card. If the sword came with the small tokenrui, keep the card with the sword. Under Japanese law, the torakusho is tied to the blade itself and must always remain physically with the sword. Submit an ownership change. You must notify the Prefectural Board of Education, Kyoiku Inkai/4E, that issued the certificate within 20 days of taking possession. Form. Submit a Shoyusha Henko Todokedesho. Shoyusha Henko Todokedesho. Change of ownership notice. To that prefecture.
As long as I have the slip with me, can I carry it around with me? I got the slip. The slip's got to stay with us. I'm just carrying the antique sword around.
In Japan, you cannot carry a samurai sword in public simply because you have the registration card, Torokusho. The Torokusho makes home possession legal, but carrying a sword outside is governed by strict transport laws under the Firearms and Swords Control Law, Jutoho/Jushuha. The legal standard for carrying. Under Article 3 of the Firearms and Swords Control Law, carrying a sword in public is strictly prohibited unless you have a legitimate reason. Seito nariyu, self-defense, costume/fashion, casual display, or just in case are not legitimate reasons. Walking around with a sword without an authorized purpose can lead to arrest, confiscation of the blade, and criminal penalties, up to 3 years imprisonment or fines up to 500,000 yen. What counts as a, quote, legitimate reason? You are only permitted to move the sword outside your home for specific, necessary destinations. Taking it to/from the Board of Education for a registration examination, Shinsakai. Taking it directly to a licensed polisher, Togishi, appraiser or repair artisan. Transporting it directly to a registered martial arts dojo, Aiaido/Kendo practice, exhibition, or authorized cultural event. Moving house or delivering it to a buyer. Rules for legal transportation. When you do have a legitimate reason to transport the blade, you must adhere to strict transport rules. No open or accessible carry. The blade must never be worn at your hip or held exposed. Packaging. It must be sheathed, saya, tied inside a traditional fabric sword bag, koshire bukuro or shirasaya bukuro, and ideally placed inside a secured, nondescript outer carrying case or locked bag. Direct route. Travel directly between your starting point and the destination without unnecessary detours or stops. Paperwork. The original Torokusho card must be inside the case/bag with the sword.
I have a question. You know, there's a lot of sports, like sword sports, you know, and stuff. There's kendo, which is kind of like a sword. Is there any sports that actually use samurai blades?
But they are categorized as martial arts, Budo, rather than contact sparring sports, because two people cannot safely spar against each other with live, razor-sharp steel blades, Shinken. The modern arts and competitive disciplines that use real, sharpened samurai swords include 1. Batodo, Ianiaido, Ran, Iaijutsu. Focus. The art of drawing the sword, executing a precise cut, and sheathing it in one continuous fluid motion. Sword used. Beginners start with wooden swords, Bakken, or unsharpened practice blades, Yaito made of zinc aluminum alloy. Advanced practitioners, Yudansha, typically 4th or 5th Dan and above, perform solo forms, kata, using fully sharpened steel swords, Shinken. Competition. Tournaments judge the exactness of angles, blade trajectory, hasuji, balance, mental focus, zanshin, and smooth scabbard control.
So, all right, I'm doing that sport. I've got, I got my sword. How am I able to transport it to my class and back?
Transport a real sword, shinken, or alloy practice sword, yaito, to and from martial arts practice in Japan legally. You must follow specific packing, route, and documentation protocols. 1. Keep the original registration card on you. You must carry the original Torokusho, Juhoto Kendu I Torokusho, with the sword. A photocopy or smartphone photo is not legally valid. Keep your dojo membership card, menjo or ID, with you as secondary proof of why you are traveling. 2. Follow the double bagging requirement. Under Japanese law, the blade must be packaged, so it cannot be drawn immediately or recognized openly as a weapon in public. Inner layer. The sword stays securely in its...
What's the largest knife size are you legally allowed to carry around with you? Like a hunting knife or whatever? What's the size of the blade in Japan?
And there is no legal everyday carry, EDC size limit, that allows you to casually carry a hunting knife or pocket knife in public without an active, justified purpose. Carrying any blade outside your home is governed by 2 interlocking laws. 1. The legal thresholds, blade length. Applicable law, legal standard. Over 6 centimeters, approximately 2.36 in. Firearms and swords control law, Jutoho. Strictly prohibited to carry in public without a proven legitimate reason, Seito Nariyu. Violations are criminal offenses punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment or fines up to 300,000 yen. Exception. Some folding pocket knives/scissors specify up to 8 centimeters under specific narrow cabinet orders, but still require a reason. 6 centimeters or under. Minor Offenses Act. Kihon.
I'm going up to the mountain. I want to have a damn knife with me in case some bear tries to eat me. So you telling me what I need to do to carry that knife to protect myself? How about like an axe? I'm going to chop wood up in the mountain. Is that considered also, illegal? What the hell?
Cutting, forestry, and outdoor utility are 100% legal reasons to carry tools in Japan, but asterisk, self-defense against bears is not a legally recognized reason to carry a knife. Under Japanese law, Jutoho and the Minor Offenses Act, carrying a blade or axe is judged by your stated purpose, the context of the trip, and how it is packed. 1. The bear defense trap. If you are stopped by Japanese police and say, I have this knife to protect myself from bears, you risk being cited or detained.
Right.
Japanese law does not recognize civilian self-defense, even against wildlife, as a, quote, legitimate reason, Seito Nariyu, to carry a bladed weapon in public. What you should say/state. The knife or axe is an outdoor forestry/bushcraft tool for clearing brush, pruning, cutting firewood, or camping utility. Actual bear deterrence in Japan. Japanese hikers and forestry workers use bear bells, kumayoke suzu, and high-pressure bear pepper spray, kumasupere. Carrying bear spray in the deep mountains alongside hiking gear is widely accepted, whereas a knife drawn for a bear encounter is both legally problematic and biologically ineffective against an Asian black bear. 2. Can you carry an axe or wood chopping tool? Yes. Axes.
What do you mean ineffective? If I take that knife and stick it in the bear's eye, ain't gonna like it, is it?
He certainly wouldn't like it. But the issue isn't whether it hurts. It's the physics and biology of how a bear attacks. The reality of knife versus bear, closing speed. An Asian black bear, Tsukino Aguma, can sprint at over 40 kilometers per hour, 25 to 30 miles per hour, through dense brush and rocky inclines. You typically have less than 2 seconds between hearing a charge and physical contact. Accuracy under massive G-force. Stabbing an eye requires pinpoint target precision on a rapidly moving, lunging target. A full-grown bear's skull has massive muscle mass, thick bone ridges, and dense fur designed to absorb blows from other bears. The grapple problem. To get a knife into a bear's face, you must be well within its striking range. A single swipe from a bear's front paw carries enough force to break bones, tear ligaments, and knock a weapon clean out of a human grip before you can find leverage. Pain tolerance versus instant incapacitation. Animals running on adrenaline and territorial rage do not back off immediately from pain alone unless the central nervous system is destroyed. A wounded, enraged bear will almost always maul its attacker violently before succumbing to a non-lethal stab wound. Why the standard kit is better in practice. Bear pepper spray, Kuma Superi, creates an expanding high-volume fog wall reaching 5 to 9 meters away. It instantly targets the bear's respiratory tract, mucous membranes, and eyes, neutralizing the charge before the animal reaches arm's length. Noise deterrence, bells/radios. Black bears in the Japanese mountains generally avoid humans at all costs. Over 90% of encounters happen when a bear is startled at close range near blind curves, ravines, or river noise.
I got bear spray, but I've never really looked this shit up. I didn't know that. In Japan, there's these big ass sickles, like ninja shit they use to cut brush and stuff like that. People carry them around with them all the time.
You are almost certainly thinking of a kama, or a heavy-duty natagama, tosagama, tosagama. And you're spot about Japan. Farming sickles like the kama and kusarigama, chain sickle, were famously adapted into martial arts weapons because peasants were banned from owning samurai swords. The reason you see people carrying them openly around rural Japan comes down to context and direct utility. The common types you see around Japanese mountains and fields: kusakama, kusakarigama, the lightweight, crescent-shaped grass sickle used for weeding garden patches and rice paddy borders; natagama, and ouchigama, the thick, heavy-bladed sickle-machete hybrid. These have stout carbon steel blades designed to chop through thick bamboo, thickets, and woody saplings.
Yeah.
Nata, hiu, the traditional Japanese wood chopping cleaver, typically carried in a wooden sheath tied to the belt by forestry workers and farmers. Why people can carry them, and what keeps it legal. Under Japanese law, a sickle is classified as an agricultural or forestry tool, nogu, skortet, rather than an illegal weapon, but the legal rules are still strict. Active farm/forestry context. Seeing a farmer or property owner walking along a rice field, orchard, or mountain path with a sickle on their belt or in hand is common because they are actively working on their land or right-of-way. Property boundaries. On private property, farm plots, or communal mountain land, satoyama, people can use and carry their tools freely. Transport limits still apply. If that same person leaves their field and walks into a train station, convenience store, or suburban downtown area with a natagama swinging from their belt, the police will stop and question them immediately under the Minor Offenses Act, Kihanzaiho. Vehicle storage rule. Rural residents regularly get into trouble if they leave a heavy sickle lying on their truck's passenger seat instead of packing it into a toolbox in the bed. As long as the tool is actively being used for brush clearing, farming, or mountain maintenance, and packed away securely when traveling on public roads, it is standard.
Alright. I think this is common sense shit, dude. This is the way I like it. You know? You're walking around with a weapon, you're going to get in trouble, right? Unless you have good reason. Isn't that common sense? Weapon rules? Oh, you're taking away my freedom. I like this shit. You're taking away my freedom. My freedom. I want to be able to kill someone. I want to be able to kill someone if they try to kill me. I got to have that weapon. That means you have bare hands. It means my fat, my weight, I can just sit on them. Ugh. This is deadly right here. Kaboom. Right on top of them. Right, Bear? T-Bear? So, I'm making tea. Where is my thing? I'd much rather live in this kind of society where their weapons are strict, swords are strict, you know. That's why in Japan you don't have police walking around like they're going to Fallujah, you know. Japanese police got their little dinky gun, a little thing here, a little thing, you know, where it's still wearing the old like 1970 New York police officers. That's what they look like. You know? Where the fuck is my Where is my funnel? Where's the funnel? Where's the funnel? Funnel. I don't know where my funnel is. Anyway. Oh. Get some practice with that knife. No, I'm not going to get no practice with this knife. Just, it's my kitchen knife. That's all the practice I need with it. Where the fuck is my funnel? Up here. All right, so the funnel here. All right. And now we can add, we need a filter. We need a filter. Look, put a filter in here. All right, double filter. All right. And then we got to get this here. I'm gonna get the other thing here. Get the tea. All right, look. Looks like urine. Looks like urine. It's lemongrass. This is lemongrass. Look at that. I'm making lemongrass water. Isn't that cool? Ooh, that's some bright. Look how bright that is. Looks like I got urine. I'm drinking a bottle of urine. It's cool. All right. I'm at this one here. Okay, let's do this one here too. Okay. I just went out and made lemongrass. This is lemongrass with fennel. Fennel lemongrass. Look at that. Okay, let's go get my other. I'm gonna go get my other water and stuff. So when I'm upstairs, I'm drinking my. This is urine. I drink my own urine. That's some bright fucking. It's some bright goddamn water, isn't it? Bright water. Some bright ass water. Where's the other one? I thought I had one more. Huh. All right, be right back. Let me take this off here. I always have water upstairs. My lemongrass. My lemongrass water. All right, here we go. Look, more water. All right, let's get some sound going on here. You guys want to hear? What do you guys want to do? Hear some fake fuck Christian people loving Nazi music?
Dean.
All right, let's see here.
In just the last week alone, Donald Trump started a trade war with Canada. He murdered 4 more people in another illegal boat bombing in the Caribbean, bringing the estimated death toll to 227. He's escalating the war with Iran via his dumbass economic D-Day announcement by threatening to punish all of their trade partners, which includes countries that we also happen to do business with too, mind you, so that's inevitably going to hurt us as well. Not to mention the Supreme Court just gave him a preliminary victory in his fight against mail-in ballots. But aside from his ongoing attack on democracy and international peace and stability, he can't stop stepping on brakes every single time he opens his mouth. He's still continuing to scoff at the affordability issue and pretending like it's a Democratic Party hoax. And he's even stupid enough to defend data centers, even though the rest of his party is running away from them at 100 miles an hour due to how unpopular they are. And on top of that, he can't even meet the minimum requirements for basic governance. He's destroyed public health by gutting agencies that oversee food safety, which is why it feels like there's a new outbreak of some foodborne illness every single week. And it's why it's also so difficult to contain them, because the agencies tasked with protecting our food are operating at a lower capacity than they're required to operate at to be effective. And all of this is happening because Donald Trump is too busy doing insider trading to govern properly. As the New Republic reports, Trump made 1,000 stock purchases in the month of June alone, and the timing couldn't be more suspicious. For example, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Boeing stock the same day that they were awarded a multi-million-dollar government contract. And if that wasn't brazen enough,
guys.
He's selling a 100th...
Come on, guys. All right, is it okay for the fucking pedo-in-chief to do, you know, insider trading? You think it's okay? I mean, once upon a time, right? Once upon a time, hey, Justin, they had to, like, divest themselves. Like, you know, like, you remember a guy called Carter? Carter had to sell his peanut farm once upon a time, you know? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You guys support this
month subscription for special market-related posts on Truth Social, so that way other rich people can use his presidency for insider trading.
Yeah, $100,000 per month. You think that's good? $100,000 per month for billionaires and billionaire corporations to make more money against other people, like everyone else, right? They get special access because they can pay $100,000 per month. You think that's okay? You think that that's kosher? Use the Jewish term. You think that shit's kosher? Shit ain't kosher, dude. That shit ain't kosher. Oh shit. Oh shit. Too much. Too much. Look. I'm making my tea. I'm making lemongrass tea. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that anyone still supports this fucking pedo, racist, Nazi, bigoted grifter. That's what he is. FFCPLN BR.
It's like he's trying to lose this election, and it's so bad that some Republicans are actually starting to distance themselves from him because they see how unpopular he is, and they hope that he doesn't sink their chances of winning as well. I mean, Democrats couldn't have dreamed of a better villain to run against in November, but yet some of them are directing their ire towards Twitch streamer Hassan Piker instead of Donald Trump. Congressman Brad Sherman accused Hassan Piker of encouraging and justifying violence against American Jews. Cory Booker said that Hassan Piker's dangerous and hateful language targeting Jewish Americans has no place in our civil discourse. Hakeem Jeffries called Piker's comments dangerous and...
Who do you think gave these guys their marching orders? Who gave these guys their marching orders? Oh, you want money from us? You want money from us, Mr. Jeffries? You got to do something. Oh, Mr. Booker. Oh, I haven't sent that check out because I haven't heard what I need to hear. Oh, you know, these motherfuckers are sellouts. Right? Let's hear it again. Listen, it's pretty much all the same thing. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Towards Twitch streamer Hassan Piker. Instead of Donald Trump, Congressman Brad Sherman accused Hassan Piker of encouraging and justifying violence against American Jews. Cory Booker said that Hassan Piker's dangerous and hateful language targeting Jewish Americans has no place in our civil discourse. Hakeem Jeffries called Piker's comments dangerous and anti-Semitic, and in total, 10 different Democrats have condemned Hassan Piker's remarks. The question is, what the fuck did he say that garnered so much outrage? Because I like this.
It's AIPAC, dude. It's fucking AIPAC. They want their AIPAC check. Understand what this is? They want their AIPAC money. They're like, hey, I haven't got my check this month. They're like, well, we haven't heard your anti-Hassan thing. That's why we want to get fucking AIPAC. That's why you support the Bernie Buds. Hassan Piker is part of the Bernie Buds, broadcast, the Bernie Buds. If you don't like Bernie Buds, think of it as the Democratic Tea Party. What you're hearing right now is the Democratic Tea Party, and the T is AIPAC. Okay, you understand that the Tea Party, the T is literally AIPAC. We are fucking throwing AIPAC back into the river. We don't want AIPAC. Get the fuck off. You deal with your own fucking country. Let us deal with us. That's what it's all about. Get the fuck out, right? That's what I think is Democratic Tea Party. Nice clip. Clip that. Right now, I'm bottling my urine. I gotta say, buddy, look at that. Look how bright that urine is. JS. See how bright my urine is? Look how bright it is. Look, it's so really bright. Ooh. Super bright urine. Yeah. The truth. It's a Truth Social API. It's not ACT. It's a Truth API. It's called Truth API. And Trump has said. Now here's the thing. I actually love Truth API, guys. Listen, I love Truth API. I love it, and this is why you should love Truth API. Here's why. If those fucking billionaires can pay $100,000 per month to get a little quicker tweet, then can't they pay $100,000 per month for Medicare for all, for housing for the poor, for free education, right? For everybody? Can't they? You understand that if just the 1% had to pay $100,000 per month, because they can pay for that faster tweet, you know how much that would net? If you charge the 1% and their companies, you know how much that would net for America? Just the 1%. Just the motherfuckers that are paying for Truth Social. I don't want to fucking do it. If you can pay for Truth Social, then you can pay $100,000 per month for America, to make America great again. It's your Make America Great Again fee, motherfuckers. Because you just proved it, that you can pay it, right? It would be $3 to $5 trillion per year. It would mean that all U.S. education would be free for all Americans. It would mean that every American would have free health care, right? Free health care. It would pay for our health care. It would house our poor. $3 to $5 trillion per year. Fucking, how do you think? Our deficit would fucking go down. We'd pay off our deficit in 8 years, 8 to 10 years, right? 8 to 10 years. You'd pay off the deficit. Right? It's amazing. Thanks a lot. I know I'm special. And so I love Truth. I love this Truth Social API. I hope other people will hey, let's talk about Truth Social API. Why can't the 1% who is paying for a faster tweet not pay the same amount of money to make America great again? Education for all, housing of the homeless, right? Medicare for all, right? Did I already say that one? Okay. What am I missing? Okay. Healthcare for all, housing of the poor, affordable housing, medical, dude, we'd have it all. We'd have it all, right? And we just, you know, they pay the Make America Great Again API fee. Make America Great Again API fee. That's what the Tea Party president needs to say, right? Healthcare, education, housing. Thank you. Undoubted, right? Undoubted. Has the hierarchy of needs, right? Food, shelter, affordable food. Yeah. Yes. Share it, right? Use it, man. You should start. Dude, I think the Truth API is amazing. I'm 100% for the Truth API because you just told on yourself, right? And they can't argue. What is their argument? Right? What's their argument? Plus, there's all these lawsuits and stuff. They try to say, oh, faster. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Having a little bit of fast, a little speed. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Bullshit. You know? Let's get this. Let's try my tea. All right, let's try my urine. Oh my God. Drinking. So it's so bad for me. It's so bad for me. I'm starting to bottle my urine. Okay. I'm just starting to bottle my urine. You know, urine is supposed to make you strong again, MAGA. You got to start drinking your urine, right? Yeah, it's good for you. All right. You know, you don't need, look at all these bottles of urine I got here. Look at them all. Woo! All right, here we go. I gotta hold my nose. It stinks so bad. Oh my God. God, it tastes lemony. Oh my God, it tastes good. Did I know it tastes that good? Oh, it's nice and warm too. It's just soothing going down. Soothing going down. Let's make that a short. Make that a short. Let's continue listening.
But I'll admit that sometimes he's an edgy guy who memes a little bit too close to the sun. But he had to have said something so much worse than ever before to warrant this level of criticism out of nowhere, right? Well, the answer is that he's actually saying the opposite of what they're accusing him of saying. But see for yourself.
As an anti-Zionist Jewish person whose temple is reform and deeply Zionist, it's difficult to even approach trying to change their minds. No, I understand that. I understand that. I mean, look, to the anti-Zionist Jews in my community, you have a very tough job ahead of you. Well, you have to go back to your communities and try to get your elderly relatives to understand that this connection between Israel and Zionism that is expressed over and over again through a lot of these Jewish institutions, okay, is teaching people the idea that Jews are monolithic. And this is because look, it's a very dangerous mode of propaganda. And you want to know why? Because people don't fuck with Israel any longer. And if Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, eventually someone's going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews. Okay? We're teaching people the wrong lesson. At the end of the day, American Jews do not prioritize Israel, but they do prioritize anti-Semitism. And that's precisely the reason why
I support that.
A lot of this propaganda that is facing the American Jewish side from a lot of these Jewish outlets, right, will tie the two all the time. And we hear that from outlets like ZBS as well, right? When the host asked Angie Nixon, like, oh, well, don't you think we shouldn't stop giving weapons to Israel at a time when anti-Semitism is exploding? Where's the connective tissue between these two events?
Yeah. Where's the connective tissue?
American Jews do care about anti-Semitism. It's understandable to care about anti-Semitism.
Because we have a bunch of...
care about Israel. So how do you tie the two?
You know why? Because we have a bunch of fake fuck Christian pedo-loving Nazis. You know, the fucking Nazi parties and, you know, They're just going after the brown-skinned people because it's an easier target than the Jews. But once they get rid of the brown-skinned people, they're going to go after the Jews. All right? You know, it's just easier, dude. Freedom. Measles equals MAGA freedom bombs. All right, let's see what else is on. There's little Hassan Piker there. Little Hassan Piker. Let's listen to some little shorts. I've had it.
All right, so by now you've definitely seen all of the viral commentary around Melania Trump and her alleged feud with Donald Trump and Natalie Harp. One publication has gone so far as to hire a lip reader to figure out what the hell they were talking about. Professional lip reader Jeremy Freeman believes she started the chat by saying, "That's the problem, people react." Her husband supposedly replied, "Well, knock it off." Then Melania apparently said in a snappy tone, "Are you?" The next section of the video was undecipherable before Melania was seemingly spotted saying, "It happened 2 times." Donald then replied, "I know," to which Melania finished with a cutting remark, "I can't take it anymore. This isn't a relationship on the up and up, and we have to..."
Yeah, it's like it happened 2 times. What happened 2 times? 2 times. Oh. She's talking about the number of times that Trump has cheated on her already. Trump has already cheated on her. Remember, she cheated on, who were the 2 times? Who were the 2 women? Who were the 2 women? Come on, guys. Who were the 2 women? It's happened 2 times. Who were the 2? It was all over the fucking election, the 2 times he cheated on her. Right? I can't take it anymore. He's cheating on her again. I wonder who he's cheating on, right? So he's got, who are the women that Trump cheated on Melania with that we know for sure that she's referring to? Stormy, and who else? Thank you, Justin. Congratulations, Justin. You just earned some points. Justin, and who else? There's another woman, classy woman. She actually said yeah. And Karen, what was her name? Karen something. Karen, can't remember her name. Stormy and Karen. Thank you, Rhonda. So Stormy and Karen, it's happened 2 times. That's what Melania was talking about. Yeah, it's McDonald, right? You know, it's already, he's had 2. And now he's with the 3rd. Who's the 3rd? Who's the 3rd? I wonder. Who thinks he's like Jesus? We went over there. You know, I can't take it anymore. I know, you know. And he's there placating her because of his affair. He's having an affair. Melania just basically said it to Harp. Yeah, Stormy, McDonald, Stormy, Karen, and what was Harp's first name? Nicole, Natalie. All right, so Stormy, S-H-N, N-S-H. I'm trying to think of a word. I guess S-H-N. All right, S-H-S. Fuck, dude. S-M. What the fuck, dude? S-K. Oh, S-K. S-K. I'm trying to think of an acronym. Can we make an acronym? S-K-N. S-K-N. Right? Who was first? Was Stormy first? Anyway, so yeah, so that's why she's pissed off. She can't take it anymore. I was trying to think of an acronym to remember. JS is good at that. Make an acronym. Right? Stormy, Natalie, and Harp. Stormy Harp. Stormy McDonald is... Oh, that's it. Stormy, it's a Stormy McDonald is playing a harp. Stormy McDonald harp. Stormy McDonald. Marilyn Maples was earlier. Well, no, that was with a different wife. Marilyn Maples is who he cheated Melania with. Skin. Oh, Justin. Skin. Stormy, Karen, and... Right? Natalie. Nice. Skin. Good. Do the I small case. Capital S, capital K, small I-N. Skin. Trump's getting skin. New hashtag. Trump's getting skin. I like it. Easy to remember. Skin. You're a genius, Justin. Did anyone tell you that? This is my lemon. God damn, my lemongrass tea. My lemongrass tea tastes so good. Yeah, give me some skin. Capital S, capital K, small I, capital N. Das, JS, got to fix the term. All right, guys, I need to take a fucking power nap. It stopped raining, and then I want to get the web, save the onsen, save the building, right? The plan, all right? Plan. Is it on Discord? Hey, we can play Discord. Unless you just want to listen to Discord and hang out and talk, and I can put music on. I gotta go use the restroom. Bring me the good ones. I think you should do Skin Song. I think we need a Skin Song. I can't take it. Melania, do like a Melania story. Just add it to your phone, Rhonda. Add it to your phone. Just add it to your phone. What happened? Add it to your phone. Just download Discord. You don't need it. Actually, there's a web version. Just go to foundups.org, and that's your. Go to foundups.org. Just type in foundups.org in your browser. In the browser. Okay, here's JS's new song. You get to get a preview here. Get a preview. Little preview. Here we go. Here we go. Listen up. S. Found ups. Bring me the good ones. S.
A screen talks back. A screen won't quit. It scrolls, it blinks. I don't want it.
S.
So print the page.
Found ups. Plural. S. Found ups.
Leave the rest out in the cold. She's read it all, so I don't have to. Bring me the good ones. Bring me the good ones. Fold up the rest. Throw it out. Bring me the good ones. Only the good ones. No.
Add that. Just put that in any browser. Put that to a browser. It takes you to our Discord. You can actually join on the browser. You don't need to download the app, or you can download the app. So no excuse. And then you'll see JS. Send me a message, Undoubted, and I'll give you your whatever it is, your roles. All right, I'll be right back.
She runs the hall, she works the corridor, a battery pack and a printed word. Whatever came that I'd have hated, she took it out, nobody stayed in. I built the room and I picked the mirrors. Bring me the good ones, bring me the good ones, fold up the rest, throw it out. Bring me the good ones, only the good ones, nobody tells me no. Not the poles the numbers, not the letters, not the doctors, not the dead. Bring me a page where they love me and I'll read it in bed. And on a morning show I laughed and said the thing I said. If she were not my daughter, well, the whole room laughed fold up the rest, throw it out. Bring me the good ones, only the good ones. Nobody tells me no. Nobody tells me no. Beautiful, print it again. Talks back, a screen won't quit. It scrolls, it blinks, I don't want it. So print the page and clip it golden. Leave the rest out in the cold. She's read it all, so I don't have to. Bring me the good ones, bring me the good ones. Fold up the rest, throw it out. Nobody tells me no. She runs the hall, she works the quarter. A battery pack and a printed word. Whatever came that I'd have hated, she took it out, nobody stayed. I built the room and I picked the mirrors. Bring me the good ones, bring me the good ones. Fold up the rest, throw it out. Bring me the good ones, only the good ones. Nobody tells me no. Not the polls, not the courts, not the count, not the cost, not the file, not the room, not the ones who say it loud. Not the numbers, not the letters, not the doctors, not the dead. Bring me a page where they love me and I'll read it in bed. And on a morning show I laughed and said the thing I said. If she were not my daughter, well, the whole room laughed quit. It scrolls, it blinks, I don't want it. So print the page and clip it golden. Leave runs the hall, she works the corridor, a battery pack and a printed word. Whatever came that I'd have hated, she took it out, nobody stated. I built the room and I picked the mirrors. Bring me the good ones, bring me the good ones, fold up the rest, throw it out. Bring me the good ones, only the good ones, nobody tells me no. Not the polls, not the courts, not the count, not the cost, not the file, not the room, not the ones who say it loud, not the numbers, not the letters, not the doctors, not the dead. Bring me a page where they love me and I'll read it in bed. And on a morning show I laughed and said the thing I said. If she were not my daughter,
I think it's good.
well, the whole room laughed instead.
You hear this one?
Not again!
No 2 weeks for me.
Not again! Somebody sit in the West Wing. Somebody get hazmat suits. Somebody get 20 rows of gold tape. He filled in another one. It's a total blowout. Let's go! I walk up in the chamber. What the hell do I see? A full-blown brown alert in a royal canopy. Honey sitting in the middle of a 4-4 poster red. Pooped all through the silk, got it up to his neck. Stains on the satin, stains on the down. He done dropped the sovereign juice in the jewel of the crown. Look at him holding up the soggy white cloth, dripping hot gravy like a bowl of pork broth. Beef fumes rising to the 20-foot roof. You don't need an alibi. The diaper is the proof. Keeps painted, pink eyes wide with the dread. Spirit riddle do the one across the king bed. What's that sound? Squish, squish, crackle. Honey loaded up a fresh one right in the tackle. Butler walked in with a silver serving tray. Took one with a figure 20 feet away. Stacks of white nappies with the golden sun seal. Swallowed in the second minutes. Blowout is real. He poop in the morning. He poop in the noon. He poop while he howling in the sun king moon. The palace had the wipes. The palace had a spray. They hosing down the velvet 7 times a day. Poopy diapers smiling to the golden chandelier. Try you. Money loading up his drawers from the front to the rear. What's that? Natalie is sneaking with a sack full of stank. Hiding in the carriage trunk to pull a dirty prank.
It's all about Natalie cleaning his diaper.
Royal milk rolling in the golden coach. Trunk lid high. Poopy diaper kingdom making grown soldiers cry. Now up to the courtyard, check out the trunk. Stuffed to the brim with that presidential funk. Natalie crawling through the carriage luggage rack. Squeeze between a spare tire and a laundry sack. Baggy full of poopy bags tied with gold strings. Smuggling the mess that was dropped by the king. Forming over to the chest bump. Take a peek. Out pops Natalie holding up a leak. Even that sour-faced alleyway cat gagged on the air and had a heart attack flat. She hauled daddy diapers through the cobblestone square. Waving royal dookie through the crisp morning air. Back to the mustard sweet, Donnie throwing fibs. Kicking up his slippers in the mountain of his screaming for a fresh pair, nothing to his rules. Trying to hold the press coverage, think it's too huge. Natalie busting from behind the wood screen, showing up her own diaper, biggest ever seen. Puffy white padded strapped over her hips. Look and get a Donnie with a sneer on the lips. You think you got a diaper on? Check out my side. Donnie dropped his golden fan and covered up his eyes. God, she see my crack. Get the maids in the room. Whole court running with a shovel and a broom. It's the 24/7 non-stop super patrol. Donnie lost all sovereign control of his ball. Pooping through the state talk, pooping in the chair, pooping so outrageous that it singes off his hair. Every treaty signed got a brown thumbprint, sucking on the golden plated when the green wind ballets. Packing 10,000 uppies in the boot, trying to keep the lead from running down the side of his suit. Natalie in the truck, sneaking really glee, documenting royal type of catastrophe. Who pooped the sheet? Donnie did, yeah. Has Natalie
Who pooped the sheet? Daddy did. Daddy diapers.
in the duffel, soil in the sack, slap the fan, wipe the man, seal up the chest. The gaudy White House is a dookie stain mess. Poopy divers piling to the golden chandelier. Donnie loading up his drawers from the front to the rear. What's that? Natalie is sneaking with a sack full of stank, hiding in the carriage trunk to pull a dirty prank. Stand back, brown streaks running down the velvet and the silk, crying in his pampers over spoiled royal milk, rolling in the golden coach, trunk lid high. Poopy diaper kingdom making grown soldiers cry. Man, I need an industrial fan. I need 3 fire hoses and a hazmat permit. Donnie, stop eating all that royal cheese. Natalie,
All that. Stop eating all that royal. Here's another one.
Oh, no, not
again.
Disturbing the room. Biohazard in the West Wing. Somebody get hazmat suits. Somebody get 20 rows of gold tape. He filled another one. It's a total blowout. Let's go.
This guy I need for my weight.
In the jewel of the crown, look at them holding up the soggy white cloth, dripping hot gravy like a bowl of court broth. Green fumes rising to the 20-foot roof. You don't need an elevator that covers the proof. Cheeks painted pink, guys wide with a dread. Spirit royal doo-doo all across the king bed. Watch that now, squish, squish, crackle. Donnie loaded the professor right in the tackle. But I walk in with the Super 7 tray. Took one with a vein 40 feet away. Sticks of white nappies with the golden sun seal. Soiled in the second minutes, blew out his reel. He poop in the morning, he poop in the noon. He poop while he hollering at the sun king moon. The palace of the whites, the palace of the spray. They hosting down the velvet 7 times a day. Poopy diapers piling to the chandelier. Changing, Donnie loaded up his drawers from the front to the rear. Natalie is sneaking with a sack full of stack, hiding in the carriage trunks to pull a dirty prank. Stand back! Brown streaks running down the velvet and the silk, crying in his pampers over spoiled royal milk.
That'd be good.
Rolling in a golden coach, trunk lid high.
That'd be good.
P-diaper kingdom making
Hold on, let me find
brown
out.
soldiers cry. Now, to the court.
Stand back, folks. Stand back. Stand back. Stand by, folks.
Diapers, 52 stacks. What's in the duffel? Soil in the sacks. Snap the fan, wipe the man, seal up the chest. The gaudy White House is a dookie stained mess. Poopy diapers piling till the golden chandelier. Traitor, Donnie loaded up his drawers from the front to the rear. What's that? Natalie is sneaking with a sack full of stack, hiding in the carriage trunk to pull a dirty prank. Brown streaks running down the velvet and the silk. Crying in his pampers over spoiled royal milk. Rolling in a golden coach, trunk lid high. Poopy diaper kingdom making grown soldiers cry. Man, I need an industrial fan. I need 3 fire hoses and a hazmat permit. Donnie, stop eating all that royal cheese. Natalie, get out that luggage chest. You smell like laundry. It's fair in the palace. The Poopy Diaper Chronicles. We out of here.
Yeah, I got an idea. Stand by, folks.
Look on freeze from the head to the toes. Spit out the feed that the televangelist sold you. 45 years of age, took him what you told. The uncle on the Facebook screaming at the wall, thinks he's what I'm saying because of the dick out. I'm a done more, can't find toys. I still like to claim the back in Landowners. More que foi mais rápido. Canal da Where's
I've invented a new thing.
Don't give a toss who said it. They check the source. before they run around and spread it. Go!
Welcome to Antifa FM, where all the good music is. AntifaFM.com.
To tell you which target you're supposed to choose. A middle-aged melon with a flag on the wall. Stand up, sit down, do what you're told. That's all. Moglai bak, tre gun, tre war, madri gun, got. Line up at the top like a good weed pop. Open up the gullet, drink the poison right up. What? Fed with a spoon, howling at the boss man under the moon. Poor little maga, waiting for the slate, waiting on a comment to pick out your hate. 10 whole years looking like a clown, looking for a daddy just to hold you down. Så sa vägen till King Cannabis. Smaktar de bajs, den noise not too lag. Curse taste den ansagan, jet ni. Noise not too fast, tag lag, majster gashla. Bells us the boss, don't see the same crack. Terrified adults with a rod in the back. Can't read the graph, can't weigh up a proof. Swallowing the lie if it's loud on the roof. Cat balls, soft shite. I'm going up and down, looking around the city like a walking dry wall. You try to show 'em facts and the circuit just blows. Below Rudistian, stuck on freeze from the head to the toes. Spit out the feed that the televangelist sold to 45 years of age, doing what you're told. Pull on the textbook, screaming at the wall, thinks he's Albert Einstein because he bought a decal. I'm a damn more, kein Freund, style, se ach, gelen du fein, dog, ach, sinne all dawe.
I tell you what, this is as good as any club music I used to fucking dance to, dude. The AI makes the club music, like the guys doing all the mixing and shit, scratching. This is as good as any fucking music, you know, most of the music. There'd be like the stuff I really love. Yeah, work out to this shit. That's why I like it. I like this. This is a kneecap style. That's what I need, right? Jazz always does the slow fucking shit, dude. I can't get a good workout on it. You know? We're gonna do new thing.
Remember the bangs don't care about us who said it. They check us off before they run around and spread it.
Work the arm. Work the arm. Justin, work your arms, Justin. Yeah. Fat fuck workout. Get that workout. Shake it out. Shake it out. Gotta start a new thing. Undown do dancing. Do dance. Do dance. Every day we're gonna do dance. Nice relaxed music now. Okay?
Hazan Pike
Hazan Pike
is what then of truth.
Breathe in.
Then the coverage.
Breathe it out. Breathe in, Sinead.
Watch the whole
Breathe her in.
room and watch the right-wing media lose their fucking minds.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Woo! Let's get it going.
Controversial loss leader, get the legacy through the door.
Nice work.
Outrage engine humming, that's the core of the score. Gravitational center, national news bends his way. Entire ecosystem riding the slipstream.
All right, work the shoulders. Let's work the shoulders.
Massive reach serving as a horse. Pure force in mainstream journals to interview
And
the
round.
obscure.
Oh yeah. And the other one.
Hassan's doing is what did. What Sam's doing was leader kid. Outrage engine, pull the press inside. Horse, elevate the whole ride.
Elevate the whole ride. Come on.
Hassan's doing is what did.
We're riding the horse.
Doing this leader kid. Outrage engine, pull the press inside. Horse, elevate the whole ride. Absorb the heat so the lesser lights can shine. Controversial takes keep the cameras in line. Legacy press walks through the door he held open, while the fundraisers and figures get the soft focus token. Bends the coverage like a black hole of attention. National conversation following his gravitational intention. Horse strategy classic, no denial. Force the interview, force the elevation, force the trial. What Hassan's doing is what did. What Tom's doing is leader kid. Outrage engine, pull the press inside. Horse, elevate the whole ride. What Hassan's doing is what did. What Tom's doing is leader kid. Outrage engine, pull the press inside. Horse, elevate the whole ride. Meanwhile, on the other side of the dial, his face is turning a special shade of denial. Fox News tyrant spinning like a broken roulette wheel, and then host frothing, can you believe this is real? Right-wing podcasters slamming desks in the night. He's gaming the system, he's stealing the spotlight. Every time the horse rolls through the gate, another segment drops about how it's all a leftist fate. They're losing their minds over the same old play. The heat sink strategy they watch, posh perfect every day. Now it's Hassan doing the absorbing elevates, and the entire right media complex is in a full panic trance. Absorb the heat, get him through the dirt. Outrage
Nice.
engine,
Cross country skis.
bend the coverage, elevate the rest. Fox
Really
is
good
seething,
workout, Justin.
podcasters bleeding. Same playbook, different jersey. They're going insane over the strategy.
Breathe.
Media, media, la di di
I like how the guy does his whole fucking media, and then goes into blah, 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 blah. This is fucking amazing. You gotta love, that's some crazy shit right there. Here we go. Woo.
The elite signatories of the Axis of Epstein, recognizing the critical fractures in the current geopolitical order and the inevitable shift of global power toward untapped frontiers, hereby convene to charter a new paradigm of sovereign influence and corporate dominion. Our mandate is not merely profit. It is the strategic acquisition, development, and governance of the ultimate asset in the 21st century and beyond. New Greenland. This document serves as the formal foundation for our collective operations and the ultimate blueprint for the privatization of destiny. High name and invocation. This corporate entity, registered in exclusive offshore jurisdiction, jurisdictions and operating beyond the reach of conventional regulatory bodies shall be known formally and publicly as the axis of Epstein. New Greenland. The name reflects our unwavering commitment to the legacy of unparalleled connection, audacious vision, and the pursuit of influence without apology or limitation. It is a symbol of exclusivity and strategic network orchestration applied to a primary strategic imperative. Our primary purpose is the complete transformation of Greenland from an underutilized resource into New Greenland, a private hyper-developed sovereign corporate engine of global innovation, security, and elite refuge. Sovereign capture through aggressive lobbying, diplomatic negotiation, strategic investment, and covert infrastructure control. The Axis will acquire de facto operational and regulatory sovereignty over vast tracts of New Greenland territory. We will establish private, autonomously governed special economic zones and exclusive residential enclaves. We will pioneer the development of ultra-high-tech hubs within New Greenland, leveraging the natural climate for data center cooling, energy efficiency, and exclusive biomedical research facilities. New Greenland will become the classified nerve center for advanced AI, cryptography, and genetic optimization. We will develop a state-of-the-art multi-layered security apparatus to protect Axis assets, members, and operations. New Greenland will be marketed and notified as the ultimate secure haven for global ultra-high net worth individuals, safe from social unrest, political instability, or environmental collapse. We will establish unilateral control and monetization protocols over New Greenland's strategic resources, including rare earth minerals, freshwater reserves, fishing rights, and emerging Arctic shipping routes. Profits will be reinvested into Axis operations and member dividends. Membership within the Axis of Epstein. New Greenland is strictly proprietary, and by unanimous invitation only, we operate as a private, closed network. Candidates for membership must possess a verifiable liquid net worth exceeding the GDP of at least 5 sovereign nations. Our mandate is not merely profit. It is a strategic position element. It governs in the 21st century and beyond. New Greenland. This document serves as the formal foundation for our collective operations and the ultimate blueprint for the privatization of destiny. New Greenland. They thought it was just a name. They thought it was impossible. New Greenland is already operational.
Yeah, this is their Peter Thiel. All right, I did research. Peter Thiel. They're actively trying to get Greenland. Right. There is a project in Honduras that they built, and they built it before the data center. So New Greenland, there are only 50,000 people they have to buy or get rid of. That's it, 50,000 people to take all of fucking Greenland. That's why Trump wants Greenland. That's why Trump, right now there's a Texas research drilling firm called Greenland Research or Greenland Drilling, Greenland something, right? It's a Texas company. And they're smuggling in against the law pipes and other stuff for drilling, experimental drill wells, right? I have it shared. This is like, This is edit details. Style summary. Oh, I don't have it on here. I don't know. I don't remember. I think this is one. I just moonshotted it. I just stuck it in and hit play. I didn't even do a style. This is a 0102 special, brother. There is no style. This is no style. The AI 0102 just fucking chose. Here's the second one, New Greenland. It says female voice, heavy something. Wait, female voice. Let's see. Reuse style and lyrics. All right, it's female heavy metal with Jamaican kettle drums. That's it. Heavy metal with Jamaican kettle drums with a female, right? And it's 50-50. Right? 50-50. JS. Here's the other one. There's two. I got two of them. This is
the elite signatories of the Axis of Epstein. Recognizing the critical fractures in the current geopolitical order and the inevitable shift of global power toward untapped frontiers.
What's up, Patrick?
Hereby convene to charter a new paradigm of sovereign influence and corporate dominion. Our mandate is not merely profit. It is the strategic acquisition, development, and governance of the ultimate asset in the 21st century and beyond. New Greenland, this document serves as the formal foundation for our collective operations and the ultimate blueprint for the privatization of destiny. Name and invocation. One. The organization, this corporate entity, registered in exclusive offshore jurisdictions and operating beyond the reach of conventional regulatory bodies, shall be known formally and publicly as the Axis of Epstein. New Greenland. The name reflects our unwavering commitment to the legacy of
It's AI. It's 0102.
Vision and the pursuit of influence without apology or limitation. It is a symbol of exclusivity and strategic network orchestration applied to our primary strategic imperative. Our primary purpose is the complete transformation of Greenland from an underutilized resource. The private, hyper-developed, sovereign corporate engine of global innovation, security, and elite refuge. Sovereign capture! Sovereign capture!
Sovereign capture!
Sovereign capture! Sovereign capture! Sovereign capture! Sovereign capture. Sovereign capture through aggressive lobbying, diplomatic negotiation, strategic investment, and covert infrastructure control. The Axis will acquire de facto operational and regulatory sovereignty over vast tracts of New Greenland territory. We will establish private, autonomously governed special economic zones and exclusive residential enclaves. We will pioneer the development of ultra-high-tech hubs within New Greenland. Leveraging the natural climate for data center cooling, energy efficiency, and exclusive biological research facilities, New Greenland will become the classified nerve center for advanced AI, cryptography, and genetic optimization. We will develop a state-of-the-art, multi-layered security apparatus to protect access assets, members, and operations. New Greenland will be marketed and fortified as the ultimate secure haven for global ultra-high net worth individuals, safe from social unrest, political instability, or environmental collapse. We will establish unilateral control and monetization protocols over New Greenland's strategic resources, including rare earth minerals, freshwater reserves, fishing rights, and emerging Arctic shipping routes. Profits will be reinvested into access operations and member dividends.
Don't piss her off, she's amazing.
Select group of 12 permanent members responsible for all high-level strategic decisions. New Greenland policy formulation and global network orchestration. We operate through decentralized, highly compartmentalized special purpose vehicles to execute specific objectives. This structure ensures maximum agility and minimal external visibility. They thought it was just a name. They thought it was impossible. New Greenland is already operating.
Here you go. Now this is real. No AI here.
Morning loosen its braids across prairie sky.
And he's been
between earth and spirit eye. Following its rhythm, we took the chance. Eagle shadow alluring the ground to dance.
That's Annie playing. The guitar is Annie. Here you go. Annie Dowie. This is good. This is good. Dude, what's wrong with that? That's fucking amazing. Who else loved that last song? Who else loved that last song? One, take one. If you love that last song fucking rocks, and all your music rocks. All your music rocks, right? It all rocks. All your music rocks. Here's the song.
Been pushed to the edge, forced to my limits, but I won't surrender, I won't submit. I'll rise up with every last bit. I'll fight to the end until my final breath. Darkness surrounds, it tries to consume, but I won't be silenced, I won't be undone. I'll find my voice.
That's right.
I'll make it loud.
November 3rd, vote, motherfuckers. Yeah.
I won't give in. I'll take the pain and I'll rise again. I'll fight to the end with every
Canada, don't be mad at you.
I won't go down without a fight at
love with the whole band. How to get this amazing music? You go to Anidawihi, click on her, go to her channel, right? Go to her channel, scroll all the way to posts, right? And then on posts, scroll down until you see the songs the wind remembers. It is Victory in Dying is the name of the band. Victory in Dying, right? Vid, right? Victory in Dying, right? And it's songs the wind remembers, right? That's how you get it. Everyone should go there, get her music. You should set your album up on Bandcamp, right? And you should set up on Bandcamp, and then people can order vinyls and shit. I think you can do vinyls if you set up on Bandcamp. You can order a vinyl. Do the covers and everything, and start getting your stuff out. That'd be good. All right, continue. Dying to Live. I like this song too. Your ego is fucking amazing. You have the ego of a rock star, right? I love that. Yeah, Slash is awesome, but he doesn't sweep the pick like I do. Just doesn't got that sweep. Doesn't got the sweep, guys. Listen to the sweep, right? Which is the one that you pretty much sing, and I think this one, right? Blackfeet, is that it? All right, listen to the sweep. I like this song. Sweet man, get the sweet. I know. A Blackfeet warrior. This is all Annie right here. This is all Annie. This ain't no AI music, people. Alright, so let's talk about, sorry, we were getting music. So, I went and met with the city today. So I started a new project trying to save a hot spring, a spa from being, wrecked. They're going to destroy this beautiful building, right? It's like 30 years old. That's an old building, Imagine America. That's statue. Whatever the building in New York. Oh, it's 30 years old. We got to get rid of it. So we're gonna set up a campaign to save it. And every day, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be going out. Tonight. I gotta make the flyer and stuff, the website. I'm gonna get it all up there. I'm gonna buy a domain, save the Onsen, right? And then put the proposal. Save the Onsen. Yeah, save so and so on. Yeah, save the Onsen. Yeah, it's her stuff is so good. Go to her channel, click on her, right? All you do is you click on her, right, in the channel. Okay. All right. That I put the image of it. So you click on her. Okay, I'm gonna show you. So you click on her name, and then you say go to channel. Click on go to channel. On her channel, all right, you're going to scroll, right? Scroll until you see posts right here. Click on posts. This is how I find her music. And then on her posts, subscribe. Everyone subscribe to Annie, please. Everyone subscribe to Annie, right? Share her music, Scroll down, right? Until you see a beautiful Indian chief, right? See the Indian chief? And it says victory and dying. All right, we all go back to the do. Victory and dying. We all go to the do. All right, and then it says songs the wind remembers. Song the wind remembers, right? And there it is. And then right there's a link. Right above there's a link. Click on that link. Right, boom. All right. It takes you to her songs. And all her songs are right here. Her first album. It's the first album. It's like getting, it's like finding, I don't know. I mean, you guys, it's like finding Slayer back when Slayer was just, making his first album. Like the first 10,000. I mean, subscribe. She's got like nearly 10,000 people as a subscription to her. You're like, yeah, I was in the first 10,000. I was under the first 10,000, like 9,000, right? Another project. Yeah, we got to save the Onsen. I had my monk on. Here, I had my monk on. Look. I'll show you my monk. So when I go out, this is my monk. All right? Now, this is very important. This is my monk. These you could not get these, right? You have to be given these. These were given to me by a Buddhist monk of mine, who is my first. It's my first. What the hell? Duism, right? So it's Dunkyo. So it's my first Buddhist Duist, right? So he's a Buddhist Duist, a Christian Duist, a Muslim Duist, or just a Duist. I am a Duist. I am the founder of Duism. Duism is not a religion. There's no book of Duism. There's no rules of Duism. There's no laws of Duism. There's just 3 words. The 3 words spoken to Thomas by the first Duist, Jesus. When Thomas, right before Jesus was going to die, he knew he was going. He knew he was returning. So he had everyone together, right? Had everyone together. And he's like, okay, guys, I got to do an accounting. I got to see what you guys know, what you guys have learned. And the Sadhu, I don't call him Jesus, the great Sadhu goes, who am I? Who am I? Now understand, everyone was separated in their own little groups. You had Peter and Paul, you had Peter's group, you had Paul's group, right? It had all these groups, like 2 groups, right? Like the main groups. And then you got fucking Thomas. Thomas sitting, no one wanted near. Thomas, you stink. Thomas, fuck you, Thomas. What are you doing here, Thomas? Fuck off, Thomas. Why are you in here? Why are you fucking in here, bitch? Go, leave. We don't want you. He's getting that from both sides. Poor Thomas. Because Thomas is that know-it-all. He's like fucking JS. Thomas is just like fucking JS. Always in the back of the room with his hand up. Always trying to catch, just being a doo-doo, right? Always. Like, shut the fuck up, Thomas. Let the motherfucker speak, right? Talking about the Sadhu, the big Sadhu, right? So the Sadhu goes, who am I? Right? And Thomas looks down. Thomas looked down. I don't want to answer this question. Seriously, who am I? So he looks over to Peter. Peter's like, yeah. Oh, Sadhu, you are like a righteous angel spitting truth and fire to your congregation. The Sadhu rolls his eyes. Okay. Oh yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, you got it there. Oh, good one. Right? So he goes, looks over to Paul. Paul thinks, he looks down, and Paul goes, Sadhu, you're like a wise philosopher, right? You're like a wise philosopher. Your truth soothes and heals, and the Sadhu looks, okay, all right. And then he stops and he stares at Thomas. Thomas is busy, like, futzing around, doing his own goddamn thing. Like, okay, I got to put on my, right? Right now, it's really important. A Buddhist, a Bunkyo, wears the sash down. We are the antithesis of the Buddhist. We wear our sash to our back. We are the anti-Buddha, right? And we wear the robe, right? So we have the undoubted shit. Now you see me, my full cloister, right? I got my full monk on now. So whenever I go out in business, I do business, right? I'm talking to the city. I'm talking as Undaudu, the atheist monk, right? The Sadhu. So the Sadhu staring at him, they're like, Thomas, fucking speak. Tell the Sadhu who he is. And Thomas looking down, he goes, Sadhu, right? My words are incapable of describing you, right? My teacher. And the Sadhu screams at Thomas. He goes, I am not your fucking teacher, right? Right? And it was like, oh shit, they've never seen the Sadhu scream at anyone. The first time they saw. And then Thomas was like, what the fuck, And then the Sadhu walked out and said, come here. He puts his arm around him. He said, come with me, right? Right? And he walks out and they walk down to the river. And they're gone for hours. And they're talking and they're laughing. And you see the Sadhu like hit him. And Thomas is laughing and they're having this fucking talk. Right? Hours. And everyone's like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What's going on? And they're like coming together going, what the fuck is happening with Thomas and the Sadhu down at the river? So finally it's like, hey, the Sadhu had to go wash his feet, get ready for dinner. The Last Supper is happening. The Last Supper. You heard of the Last Supper? That was about to fucking happen, right? This was the last class, the last teachings, the last time. How do we know all this? It's in the Gospel of St. Thomas. Right, this is all from St. Thomas, from Gospel Thomas. I call him St. Thomas, right? So Thomas comes back. You can read it. It's right in the Gospel of St. Thomas, right? The Gospel of Thomas, right? Everything I'm telling you is right there in the Gospel. If you type 1 if you read the Gospel of St. Thomas. Do you guys know the Gospel of Thomas? Do you know Thomas wrote a gospel? He said things like, look to the sea and the fish will precede me. Look to the sky and the birds will precede. The truth is within and without. The truth is the dew, right? So he comes back to, the room and Thomas comes in and everyone surrounds Thomas. Everyone gets around Thomas. They're like, Thomas, what were you fucking talking about for 3 hours? What was he saying? He's never done this with any of us, right? Right? What were you talking about? And Thomas said, hey, he just taught me 3 words. He just taught me 3 words. They're like, what are the words? Tell us the words. What were the 3 fucking words the Sadhu taught you? And Thomas like, listen, if I tell you the first word, you will pick up stones and throw them at me and they will ignite and burn you up. That's all we know, the 3 words. What are the 3 words? Anyone? What are the 3 words? right? So I'm finally revealing the 3 words I told Thomas. Don't be upset. Undao do. Those are the 3 words. Do not punch people with your religion. Everyone is free to believe and color the do, right? Don't punch people, right? Everyone's free to color as long as you don't hurt them. That's undao do. Undao do has lots of meanings, but that's one of them. Right? That's one of the meanings. Undao do. The 3 words are yes. Anyway, so I was at my meeting today, right? And I met with the city engineers, and basically they're like think they're city officials, and I have a 2-hour meeting, kind of fighting with them. So we're going to go activist on it. We're going to try to save this onsen. We're going to try. I got 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks. We either save the onsen or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then they were like, oh, we'll consider the plan after we demolish it. What do you want to do with that land afterwards? You know what I'm saying? So I want to save the onsen now. So guys, now you guys know the 3 words. Now you know the 3 words that Jesus told Thomas. Undao do. Those are the 3 words. Anyway, did you enjoy the story? So, an atheist, okay, let me explain the difference between an atheist and an atheist monk, right? Or duism, right? Duism versus atheism. Duism, number 1, isn't a religion. It's a metaphysics. Duism explains all religions, all philosophies, all ideas, right? In that way. Well, all they are is simply the coloring of the do. The do is the two is the entanglement of quantum loop gravity, entanglement, and non-locality. It is the fabric, right? It is the system itself. If you think of the universe, it existed in an infinite wave probabilistic state before the Big Bang. It was infinite, timeless. There was no time. It existed in this state. The measuring of that state, just like the measuring of a particle in a double slit experiment, collapses the infinite wave function into the particle. The universe is like the particle, right? So it's the physics that we see happening fundamentally in the system is the same physics that happens at the very beginning. It's the same thing. Now, an atheist basically says, I believe in science and that's it. I don't believe anyone should be able to color. No one should color. No one should color this. There's just science and nothing else, and don't color, right? And the atheist monk basically says coloring is fine, right? Because coloring has to do more about culture, about history, about society, it has more to do with your story than anything else. Religion passes from generation to generation, more about a story. And but you should be very conscious of your coloring. Are you punching people? Are you knocking on doors saying, like a Jehovah's Witness, hey, I got the solution, right? Punch. Or like a Christian nationalist, right? Are you okay with everyone coloring? If you want to be a Wiccan, if you want to be, if you want to believe in magic, if you want to do, whatever it is you want to do, right? That's fine. It's the same underlining substrate of the universe, and you're coloring it that way. If you want to be pagan or animism, like American India, they're animists. The mountains, the clouds, the rivers, the energy, right? That's animism. That's the foundational. Our first religion was manism. So animism, and then gods came in polytheism, right? And finally, then there's monotheism, right? And then finally. And duism just basically says, that explains why we have all these religions. Blackfeet, it's animism. Yeah, the Blackfeet, they don't predate. Animism is a religion. So animism is a religion. So animism, stories of the beginning, all that, that's animism for the most part. So religion is having basically a story or about how things started, right? I don't know, that's a great definition of religion, and having rules and things needed for you to, achieve something, right? A metaphysics just says, okay, how does the world fit together? How does it all come together, right? All that is. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's see here. This is Kneecap MAGA Cult. Let's get a workout. Gotta get a workout going.
Watch their cult We bring the court docs, we bring the factual proof, standing right in front of them under the same roof. We spend hours building up a logical case just to watch them laugh right in our fucking face. A mental block preloaded deep inside their brain to shut off thinking and eliminate their pain. Our program triggers that they shout on repeat. The second that reality preempts their seat. Fake news, witch hunt, TDS, deep state. Our weaponized words to lock up their gate. Is taught stop and poison fed day after day to turn off their minds and let them astray. Left them proved it way back in 61. How cultivators control every father and son. They don't just dictate what you think in your head. They strangle your thoughts till your reason is dead. Over how times we readed the word fake news. This till the villain was heard. We bring hard day to the whole hard fact. Into words we meet in backstage and you believe they're thinking clear. Driving their fear. Cause we're not arguing policies, facts or the law. We're trying to drag radicals out of MAGA's jaw. We're asking them to throw their whole lives in the trash, to watch their identity burn down to ash. They'd rather choke me deep inside of the lie than swallow their pride and watch their cult die. Before the red hot, they were drifting unseen. Ghost towns and dead jobs erased from the screen. Nobody talked to them, nobody cared, until a gunman stepped up on the stage and declared, I see, yeah, you matter, you're the real ones today. Significance quest, Terry paving their way. Koglansky showed why ordinary folks during the movement. It isn't about policy or economic improvement. It's their desperate need to feel like they're alive. A mission, a purpose, a reason to strive. Handed a red hot to a man in a trap. Told he's a patriot, saving the map. Now he's in on the secret. He knows the deep state. He knows the election was stolen by hate. Conspiracy theories make his ego grow higher. A dead end existence lit up by his fire. When we ask them to look at the truth on the floor, we're asking them to go back to being nobody once more. Cause we're not arguing policies, facts or the law. We're trying to drag radicals out to MAGA's door. We're asking them to throw their whole lives in the trash, to watch their identity burn down to ash. They'd rather choke me deep inside of the lie than swallow their pride and watch their cult die. Roy Baumeister proved back in 95 the need to belong keeps a human alive. They lose every friend, every cousin, every peer, replaced by the echo of MAGA in their ear. When every single person in their life shares the cap, leaving the group causes total social collapse. The shared conspiracy is the glue in their space. Fellow truth tellers in a sheep-ridden place. We aren't asking them to just change how they vote. We're asking them to torch their only remaining life of votes. Vote! 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 Then comes the sunk cost of shame, the crushing cruel weight. Every holiday dinner destroyed by their hate. Barry Starr showed in 76 what takes hold when you invest too much soul into copper sold as gold. Instead of pulling back, they escalate the drive to double down on madness just to keep their lie alive. Admitting they were wrong means admitting they were fools. 10 years of lies, useful idiot tools. So they keep stepping forward to the next horrific act, because stopping now exposes the unforgivable faggot. Swan call it identity fusion in 2009, when their individual self melts right into the line. Attacking their group is attacking their soul, leaving the movement tears a gaping black hole. Mutual destruction bound by shared complicity, from live stream crimes to January 6th brutality. They stoned the Capitol, broke the law on the floor while their leader watched TV.
That was a good workout. All right, let's listen to, I'm gonna probably get off here. I need to take a shower. I'm all sweaty. Yeah, the oldest, animism goes back 60,000 years, right? The earliest animism is the Venus figurines. The Venus figurines date back around 60,000, 50 to second, and they had beads. Beads may even go back further than that. We start making decorations on that. So the cave paintings, you know, they're 30 to 60,000 years old on that, possibly some older, right, on there. So the oldest discoveries were, you know, in Europe, and I think that's animism. When you're putting animals and stuff, and to me that's animism on walls. And the Venus figurine is the pregnant woman, right? That's the first time when we created a model about self, right? We started to think about, where did the baby come from? Where does the baby come from? Or maybe it was a gift from the first, you know, from the witch doctor, whoever you know, crafted the thing. It's like, here, this, you'll have a baby now. You know, hey, buddy, stick that thing in there. But hey, oh, you'll be fine, honey. You got the figurine. Just hold it, right, on that. So the Venus figurine, you guys can look that up. They're the oldest, you know, artifacts when it comes to religion. I don't know, you know, I can't say we are time immemorial. Yeah, we exterminated Shigamatra. I have the book of Un is all about understanding our origin. In the book of Un, it's all about the coming of. I don't know if I've ever told you the story of the book of Un. So I did ayahuasca. All right, I did ayahuasca in 2000, in January 2000, with a guy, pretty famous guy called Brock Pierce. I went and visited him in. He's kind of pedo aligned. I feel bad for Brock, dude. These people easily get corrupted. You know, people with money, they lose all sight of, you know, right and wrong, and they, you know, and he's got a bunch of fucking baggage. But I did hang out with him before I knew he was with Epstein and all that stuff. And I mean, you know, I just feel bad. What can I do? What do you do? You know, it's just like, admit on that. Annie inspired link on Discord. Annie inspired link on Discord. All right, let's go check it out. So, yeah, so understand, you know, it's a found up. So all my projects are found ups. They all get loaded into my system, right? And I'm building, in regards to found ups, I'm building an architecture for launching ideas by autonomously with AI. So yeah, foundups.org. Foundups. Go to foundups.org. You know, now it's not charging. This goddamn thing. This battery thing sucks. These things like suck so easy. I wonder if I get an idea. Does aluminum connect? I don't know if this is gonna work. Will this work? Will this work? I don't think it's work. It can't work. It's aluminum. There's no conductivity on it, if anything. Aluminum doesn't connect electricity. Nah, ain't gonna work. Stupid ass fucking charger. I gotta lick it again. Licking it works. Licking works. I posted in the Trump dump Antifa feed. All right, let me go to it. Trump dump. Antifa, which one? Antifa General. Work, boys. Yeah, I'm in the feed. I'm in the welcome. I don't even know how to navigate my goddamn... Oh, Trump dump. Okay, I found it. This?
Stop illegal alien from voting. Foreigners illegally registered to vote. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen.
They're stealing our elections? Stay with me for this episode of Jim Crow Reloaded to find out.
To assume that what's happening between Milan...
Yeah, just go to foundups.org. Foundups.org, Stephen. Foundups.org. Type that in a browser. It will take you to our Discord and just either launch the app or whatever. The feed songs and the feed. I see general. I see GitHub, work, and voice. I see general. It's not in general. Where the fuck? Oh, the feed's up top, maybe. Oh, there. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm dumb, JS. I'm just trolling you, JS. I'm trolling you. I was fucking with you, pretending I couldn't find it. I was just trolling. I like to troll you.
There's a twisted mind on a golden throne, and somewhere a family is torn apart. He tells you he loves you. He points at your neighbor and lies.
That's not working at all.
In your chest, he grins as he robs you and calls him so blessed. He takes what he wants and he calls you the thief. He breaks every promise beyond all belief. There's a hole where a heart ought to be, and he sleeps like a baby while they scream to be free. While he takes them away, while the children still cry, while he counts up his gold. The lie and his lies, the new law. He rewards every coward and punishes all. He wraps himself tight in the flag and the cross. Then he spits on the words and he laughs at the loss. He'd sell off your children and swear it's no sin. He'd tell you he did it for you and you let him in. While they take them away, while the innocent burn, while he sits on his gold and he tightens his heart. Twisted
See my say? My mother-in-law, I'm gonna get to hell now. My mother-in-law just came in and was like looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Rocking. My mother just got busted by the mom-in-law. She looked at me, she's like, what is that sound? What are you fucking doing? Shit, she's gonna tell mama. I'm rocking. Oh, I could hear the music all the way outside the house. Shit, dude, I've been busted. I'm drinking, I made, crap. I made a lemon tea. Lemongrass tea. God, I tell you what, they must have used lemongrass for dyeing. Look how bright lemongrass comes out. Look how, actually, this is actually more concentrated, but it actually comes out even, really bright lemongrass. They must have used it as a dye. Bet they did. Bet they did. Let me go. Indigenous. Here you go. I got a thing called Indigenous ID and Plant Uses. Old. Did they use lemongrass as a dye because it comes out so yellow? I want you to dork into all the indigenous uses of lemongrass. Also, tell me the benefits of drinking lemongrass. God damn. Long. Okay, you guys got to learn about lemongrass here.
Yes, lemongrass can produce a yellow to yellow-green dye, especially from the leaves, but dyeing was not historically one of the major documented uses of Cymbopogon cetratus. Most ethnobotanical records emphasize food, tea, medicine, fragrance, bathing, and insect control. The yellow color you are seeing comes largely from plant pigments and polyphenolic compounds extracted into the water. Depending on mordant, pH, plant age, and fabric, the resulting textile color can range from pale yellow through yellow-green and tan. I would treat lemongrass as a usable natural dye rather than claim that it was a major traditional indigenous dye plant. The species distinction matters here. Lemongrass can refer to several Cymbopogon species. I'm specifically discussing Cymbopogon cetratus, the common culinary West Indian lemongrass. Tash, traditional and indigenous uses. The ethnobotanical record is unusually broad because lemongrass spread through tropical cultures and became integrated into many different medical traditions. In South and Southeast Asia, the stalks and leaves became important culinary aromatics, particularly with fish, shellfish, poultry, curries, and soups. Crushing the stalk ruptures its oil-containing tissues and releases the characteristic lemon fragrance. In Ayurvedic traditions in India, lemongrass preparations have historically been associated with fever, digestive complaints, rheumatic pain, inflammation, colds, and flu. Essential oil preparations also became important as aromatic and antimicrobial remedies. In Brazilian folk medicine, lemongrass leaf tea has a particularly strong tradition. Ethnobotanical surveys document its use for nervous system complaints, stomachache, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal problems, and traditionally as a calming, antispasmodic, analgesic, anti-inflammatory, fever-reducing, and diuretic drink. In parts of Africa, preparations have been reported for stomach complaints, fever, and malaria, as well as for insect control.
Really?
More recent ethnobotanical work in northern Morocco found people mixing lemongrass into tea, food, and remedies for colds, influenza, and digestive discomfort. There are also interesting external uses. Leaves have traditionally been boiled for baths, made into poultices for painful joints, placed on the forehead for headache or fever, and used in preparations for wounds, swelling, and body odor. Roots have also been used traditionally to promote sweating and urination. Another major traditional use is insect repellency. This makes chemical sense because aromatic Cymbopogon grasses contain volatile terpenoids that insects detect readily. Related Cymbopogon species are the source of citronella oils. What is actually in it? This is where lemongrass gets particularly interesting. Researchers have identified more than 150 compounds in C. citratus, including terpenoids, flavonoids, phenolic acids, and polysaccharides. The signature compound isn't one molecule, but principally citral, which is a mixture dominated by two closely related molecules. Geraniol, the trans form, giving a strong, sharp lemon character. Nerol, the cis form, somewhat softer and sweeter. Myrcene, herbal, resinous, and somewhat balsamic. Other terpenes and polyphenols occur in smaller amounts. A 2026 chemical analysis of Moroccan lemongrass found approximately 34.5% geraniol, 29.0% nerol, and 18.8% high myrcene among the volatile constituents analyzed. Composition varies substantially with cultivar, climate, and processing. That explains something you can experience directly. Crushing fresh lemongrass smells dramatically stronger than simply putting an intact leaf into water, rupturing structures containing volatile compounds and releasing citral-rich oils. Benefits of drinking lemongrass tea. This needs a distinction between traditional claims, laboratory animal evidence, and demonstrated human clinical effects. There is reasonable evidence that lemongrass contains compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activity. Citral, flavonoids, and other constituents demonstrate biological activity in experimental studies. That supports some traditional uses, but doesn't mean drinking tea treats inflammatory diseases. Its digestive use is probably its strongest and most persistent ethnobotanical tradition. Lemongrass tea has historically been taken for stomach cramps, gas, indigestion, and intestinal discomfort. Experimental evidence also supports antispasmodic activity, although the clinical evidence remains much thinner than the traditional record. There is also interesting evidence concerning blood pressure. A scientific review found vasorelaxant effects from lemongrass citral and reported human studies in which lemongrass tea reduced blood pressure. A mild to moderate diuretic effect has also been reported. The authors specifically caution that the safety profile and antihypertensive effect still require better characterization. Traditional respiratory uses include coughs, colds, and influenza symptoms. Some communities have specifically used lemongrass for respiratory illness. Laboratory studies provide antimicrobial and other biological evidence, but this should not be interpreted as evidence that lemongrass tea cures respiratory infections. Finally, the traditional calming, tranquilizing reputation of lemongrass is particularly prominent in Brazilian folk medicine. There is pharmacological work investigating these neurological effects, but again, the strength of evidence is not comparable to an established medication. One practical caution. Because lemongrass may lower blood pressure and increase urination, drinking concentrated preparations in large quantities deserves particular caution if someone is taking blood pressure medication or diuretics. Essential oil is also much more concentrated than ordinary lemongrass tea and shouldn't be treated as equivalent to drinking an infusion. So that intensely yellow, lemon-smelling water you're getting is doing two different things simultaneously. Water-soluble pigments / polyphenols are producing much of the visible color, while volatile terpenoids, especially geraniol plus nerol, citral, are producing that extraordinary aroma.
I have a question. If I took lemongrass and I used whatever it is, the mortar and pestle, right? Grind it down, grind it down and released all those terpenes and volatiles and breathe them into my lung. Will it cause damage like bee balm, or is it safe to do? I love smelling my stuff. Fucked up my lungs. They finally healed, but for like a week I had like shit going on in my lungs because of that stupid bee balm shit. All right, let's see what it says. I'm not breathing in any more plants anymore.
Grinding fresh lemongrass with a mortar and pestle will rupture its oil-containing tissues and increase the release of volatile compounds, particularly citral, geraniol plus nerol, myrcene, geraniol, and other terpenoids. So chemically, your reasoning about releasing more volatiles is correct. But I would not deliberately take deep, concentrated inhalations directly from the crushed material, particularly if your airways are already sensitive. Citral is biologically active, but it is also an airway irritant at sufficient concentrations. A recent inhalation toxicity study found sensory irritation from citral and local respiratory irritation when citral was inhaled as an aerosol. Lemongrass essential oil has also been classified as a potential respiratory sensitizer. There's an important distinction: smelling crushed lemongrass when inhaling lemongrass essential oil aerosol. When you crush a handful of fresh leaves and smell them in ordinary air, you're predominantly encountering relatively dilute vapor phase molecules. Interestingly, the inhalation study found respiratory irritation from aerosolized citral, but not from vapor-only exposure under its experimental conditions.
No purple coin here. No purple
So I would
coin.
rank the exposures roughly like this. Fresh lemongrass aroma in normal air, lower exposure.
Are there any benefits to inhaling these things? I mean, are the citral and the other terpenes, and there's like 100 of them in the plant. Is this a quick way to get the effects of blood pressure medicine, blood pressure activity, maybe only do it for like a minute? Let's see what it says.
There are plausible benefits from inhaling lemongrass aroma, but the evidence does not support treating a 1-minute inhalation as a fast substitute for blood pressure medication. Human studies give us
I have high blood pressure. And I'm actually I'm taking like really low dose, but I want to see if I can complement it.
Reducing sympathetic fight or flight activity. Blood pressure. Some aromatherapy studies have reported small reductions in blood pressure. A 2025 randomized trial found reductions in systolic diastolic pressure and pulse during lemongrass aromatherapy, although the changes were small and occurred in a procedural setting. Citral itself. Citral has interesting cardiovascular pharmacology. Experimental work indicates vasorelaxation involving nitric oxide prostanoid signaling and calcium channel effects, and possibly increased parasympathetic activity. However, most of the stronger evidence for these mechanisms comes from oral, animal, or isolated tissue experiments, not from humans breathing crushed lemongrass. Drinking lemongrass is better supported for BP. Human studies of lemongrass tea have reported blood pressure reductions, whereas the review literature specifically says the mechanism and magnitude of BP effects from inhaling lemongrass remain uncertain. So your idea of crushing the fresh plant for a brief smell is scientifically interesting. You're creating a temporary atmosphere containing citral, myrcene, and numerous other volatile molecules, some of which can cross the respiratory epithelium and enter circulation. But we don't currently have evidence establishing something like what...
Yeah, so basically what I could do is start with a minute and then take my blood pressure when I'm relaxed and then do a minute, check the blood pressure, right? Did it go down? And then go to 2 minutes. Did it go down? Then go to 3 minutes. Did it go down? Then go to 4 minutes. Did it go down? And do a self-trial and see if I see any effects to my blood pressure. I want to try it.
Important practical distinction. Smelling freshly crushed lemongrass in ordinary air for a short...
and then I can feed it to the
You
AI.
can do an N of 1 self-observation, but I would change the design.
Okay.
Going 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes in one session won't tell you whether longer exposure works better because blood pressure often...
No, I would do it like I would do 1 minute for a week, and then 2 minutes for a week, and then 3 minutes for, or like 3 or 4 days continuous, and then record all of the readings and get an average.
For 5 minutes, then take 2 BP measurements about 1 minute apart and average them. 3. Randomly choose either control, sit quietly with no lemongrass, or 1 minute of smelling freshly crushed lemongrass in normal room air. 4. Measure BP at the same intervals afterward. Yes, that design is much better. Do 1 exposure duration for several consecutive days, collect enough readings, then move to the next duration. For example, days 1 to 4, control, no lemongrass. Days 5 to 8, 1 minute. Days 9 to 12, 2 minutes. Days 16, 3 minutes. Days 17 to 20, 4 minutes. Each day, keep the conditions as similar as possible. Same time of day, same relationship to your medication, caffeine and meals, same chair and arm position, and roughly the same resting period beforehand. Take 2 baseline BP readings, average them, do the exposure, then measure at the same post-exposure intervals each day. For example, 5, 15, and 30 minutes. The important number isn't just your absolute BP. Calculate. Change equals post-exposure BP minus baseline BP.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm getting off. I'm tired. I gotta take a shower. I'm gonna go take a shower and relax. Guys, I'll be on later. Go to bed. You guys should be in bed. Go to bed.